Welcome to the Tigers SRD 2021 MLB Draft Show. Here are your hosts, Rogelio Castillo and Chris Brown.
Welcome to the Tigers SRD 2021 MLB Draft Show. Here are your hosts, Rogelio Castillo and Chris Brown.
Welcome to the Tigers SRD 2021 MLB Draft Show. Here are your hosts, Rogelio Castillo and Chris Brown. The Tigers.
Yeah, I did all three languages there for you for So welcome to Tigers SRD, the MLB Draft Show, as we're getting set for the Tigers to pick here. Third overall, I'm Rogelio Castillo. I'm Chris Brown. Across from me is Chris Brown. We have various guests coming on here shortly. Trevor Hoof will be joining us a little bit later. Casey Bogasaw will also be joining us. We have two Indians, and Justin Laga, and also Willie Booth, I believe is his name, will be joining us as well. And Scott Bentley at some point will be coming on from Locked On Tigers, as he wants Henry Davis in the worst way. So as we're just getting set to see who the Tigers will be drafting, and Chris, we hear now, just like from thanks to Kellen over Kellen Grove, that Kevin Goldstein has said that there's a 60. There's an echo, huh? Let's see here.
I don't hear
an echo unless I don't hear an echo.
Who's hearing it?
Blood Right said there's an echo. So apologies if there's I didn't realize there was much of an echo. The Kevin Goldstein said that there's 60% chance that the Pirates are going to be picking Marcelo.
He's the guy that we've been assuming is going to go first overall, and the guy we also assume that the Tigers want the most. So if he doesn't go first overall, the Tigers may end up getting the guy they want. We'll see. As of right now, I think we're all projecting them to take Brady House or Jackson Jobe. But only time will tell. I don't know if we're still getting some technical difficulties here. You hear an echo? I still don't hear an echo.
I'm not hearing an echo either.
Yeah, I know other people do. Do you want to go upstairs and listen and see? Hi, Harrison. Do you want to hop on camera here? My son Harrison has been waiting all day to join us on the podcast. There he is. There. Welcome to your first podcast as a 7-year-old. What do you want to say about baseball?
I like it.
Since when?
I've hit like 10 home runs.
When did you hit them?
In
our yard, yeah. He doesn't play T-ball or anything like that. We'll get him in there, T-ball. He's got his Trevor City Pittsburghers shirt on. You want to hear me?
All right, and there's Trevor joining us too. And let me know. Keep a contact on the echo as I try to work this out.
Hey, Trevor.
How's it going?
All right, bud.
Not too bad. All right, Trevor. I think you're muted. I believe. See if he's muted.
Don't believe I
can't hear him.
Okay, there he is.
Hi.
Nice product placement right there.
Oh yeah, let me just do that real quick.
Look at that. There's 60 players
There's a terrible echo. Oh boy.
Off to a good start, it seems like.
I hear myself echoing now too. Yeah, I don't know exactly. Oh, okay. How about now? Yeah, I don't hear it anymore. But
let's try to find the mix here where Trevor's supposed to be out. All right, let's see. How about now?
I just heard it echo. Yeah.
I'm not sure why.
I can always go upstairs.
No, I don't know if it's you or not. It's probably me. No, yeah, because there's whoever's talking on the other end of the speaker. Trevor.
How about your laptop?
Yeah, Trevor, you might have to turn off your laptop. Oh, mine. Oh, yeah, that would help. Yeah.
How about now?
There you go. How about now? There's no echo.
Well, I heard it echo for myself.
There you go.
But it's gone.
I fixed it.
All right.
All right. I'm an idiot. Trevor, are you good?
I think we're good here.
Now I can't hear Trevor. Great. All right.
Well, this is
okay, now, Justin, are you there?
I'm here, guys. What's up?
Okay. So he's with us. Okay.
I can't hear him.
Yeah, I know exactly what the issue is. Okay. All right. I think I fixed it.
You can't hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah.
We hear you.
Okay.
The technical issue there. Okay. I think we fixed it. Chris, I'm gonna have you.
Yeah.
explain
Oh, wow.
what
Okay.
you're talking.
Okay, yeah.
Pirates-
So
Here we are.
Pirates?
The draft is, I don't know, when is the countdown? Are they, the Pirates officially on the clock at this point?
Well, the rumor is
think,
they've made their decision, and it's not anybody we thought it'd be.
really,
Henry Davis.
it is Henry Davis.
Yeah.
Wow,
There you go. Okay, so
that means Marcelo Meyer is very much available for the Tigers. Well, at least for one more pick.
From what I've heard, from what I can tell, it seems very likely Marcelo Meyer might be there for the Tigers since he didn't go one.
That's yeah, because the Rangers have been more and more connected with Leiter lately, I think.
Yeah, that's interesting, and Lawler more so than Meyer too.
Yeah, so I mean, he's a local kid. I guess they kind of have to at least make the appearance. Like, yeah, we really want him. Leiter was there.
Well, this is Jim Callis saying Pirates going with Henry Davis 1-1.
Basketball fan and a Pistons fan back several years ago when the Pistons could have taken Trey Burke, but they took Contavious Caldwell-Pope instead. And it ended up being, I guess, the right pick. Neither of them were the really right pick. It was a double draft. Here we go. So it's Henry Davis. You guys already know it. You're following on Twitter, right? People spilling the beans on Twitter right now.
Yeah, Jim Callis has tweeted out, said he and Mayo have confirmed that it's Henry Davis.
Wow. Shut up, Callis.
All right. Well, whoever's got the speakers on the laptop, that's when we're getting echo.
So, is it
On their end.
all right.
Keep talking, Chris.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
No,
I was busy
getting all my scouting reports ready. I put 4 of them in one piece. That way I can just delete 3 of them if I need to. But I was still working on Brady House. I thought that he might be the pick. But if Meyer is there, it would be hard to see them taking House over Meyer, wouldn't it?
It's got to be one of
that Meyer swing I was saying earlier kind of reminds me of Riley Green swing.
Yeah, it's got to be one of Meyer, House, or Jackson Jobe, just depending on what it is.
We
got there. Who are they showing?
Is that Henry Davis?
I think it's Henry Davis.
Hello, Hank the Tank. No, I thought there would be more players who would participate in the actual draft, given that it's after the college season now. But what do they get? 8 people?
Yeah, I think so. Scott, how you doing, by the way?
Healthy.
I'm doing, man. I'm pretty. It's sounding more and more like my boy is now falling to 3, so that's kind of disappointing. But I'm doing. I'm nervous, that's for sure.
Wait, I thought you wanted
Davis.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was picking. I thought he was going first.
He is.
Yeah, that's my point. He's now falling to 3.
Oh, no, I thought you said he's now falling. Okay, my bad. That wouldn't have made any sense in my head. Sorry about that.
That's studious, gentlemen.
I'm trying to fix the. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to fix this audio as I go. I'm so used to doing it from my home setup that I've never had an issue before. And now I have an issue, so it's fun.
Sorry.
So whoever, sorry for the echoes a little bit. So, all right, let me know if the echo has gotten well. Wobble says that Davis is gone too. So there you go. All right.
So it seems like Davis is in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Yeah, it seems. Like Passon's already on it. Like pretty much everybody's confirmed at this point.
That's
So that means Jordan Lawler falls to what? The Diamondbacks, probably.
unless the Rangers are still that in on Lawler.
Yeah, that would be the thing.
Well,
I think Leiter still makes a lot of sense for them in their timeline.
Yes. Well,
it just depends, though.
Khalil Davis gone so far down.
Khalil Watson?
No, Watson. Sorry, excuse me, Watson.
I don't think he's necessarily gone down. And he's a guy who was just climbed all summer showcase circuit and all spring. So he's a guy who's considered a top 10 pick. It's just, I don't know if he was, a potential top 5 pick just based on. I think there's some thought that he's not going to stick at shortstop. He might be a second baseman or center fielder.
This is such a heavy class for prep shortstops. I think Watson's just on the wrong end of that because you have Lawler and Meyer at the top, and now, Watson's there too. And I don't know. Leiter will be interesting though. if you believe in buy into the rumor that he's been pricing himself to get to 4 for the Red Sox.
Yeah, that's crazy, huh?
Yeah, I don't know.
We asked who we asked about that. Kind of again, he said he couldn't tell if that was true or not. He didn't know if it was true or not, but he didn't quite understand it really. Other than I guess Leiter wants to be on a good team, a good franchise. But I can't imagine if the Tigers, the Rangers really wanted him to be like, well, sorry, we can't afford you, or what's he going to do? He's going to go back to school and try to get picked first overall. I would think the team would be like, all right, well, we'll take our top 5 pick next year too.
I mean, you're going to pay him anyway.
Yeah.
If you draft him, you're going to pay him anyway. You might as well go with the best guy. If you think he's your guy and he's a 2-3 at the worst, you go get him, and he's a guy you can get up in 2 to 3 years. You just pay the money and get him in the middle of your rotation as soon as you can.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And for him, the guy that writes for the Athletic MLB said that he basically told every top 5 team except Boston that he would. He's going to ask for way over slot, and people like going back to school. Like I don't know that that group of like the bottom 7 teams are not going to change that much in a year, brother. Like you're going to be looking at kind of a very similar situation as far as what teams are available. Like Boston's not going to be there, obviously, but besides that, you're looking at kind of the same mix of teams there. So
and there's where you make all the attempts you can to price yourself to the Red Sox. I mean, if you think that they're going to take that massive jump, you're like, this is the team I want to be. If you're Leiter, then I mean, why not go for it?
Yeah, no props. If it works out, it's a guy that most people had at 1-1 a month ago is going to fall to 4 just because he wanted to. I mean, that's a heck of a power move to be able to say. So more power to him.
Sure. Yeah, for sure. But it'll be interesting. I'm hoping that everything as I understand it means since Davis went 1 and it was not Marcelo Meyer, hopefully that means Meyer can get to Detroit at 3 and get that buttery smooth swing.
Yep.
Did anybody mock Davis 1? Like, I don't know if I saw Davis 1 anywhere.
Prospects Live did.
Yeah.
I
think we did once.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
You did in your most recent 6.0. You guys did.
There's still like an echo for me. I mean, I saw him mentioned as a potential number 1, but never really like conviction.
I'm happy for him, man. I think he's so good. Oh.
It was just wild to see because he is a good hitter. Like that's not what anybody was denying. And you usually think college bats, like we'll take them up top. And it seems like everybody else has just superseded him for some reason. So I don't think it was a terrible pick by the Pirates at all. I thought it was a very good pick.
Yeah,
I'd be curious to see how much
I love him. He's my favorite person in the draft. I mean, as most people are aware, I've been screaming from the rooftops about him for months now. Yeah,
I think he's the 4th college catcher to go first overall.
I'm
trying to think who was the last one.
I can think of
the last one would have been Adley.
Adley Rutschman, BJ Surhoff, and then somebody back in the 60s maybe.
Yeah, those were the 3. The first 3 is the 3 that I could think of.
But yeah, I mean that throws a curveball right away. So
I mean, it's interesting for
Roger. If we had the sound working, that you'd be jumping in the pool right now.
Well, I think that's interesting for the Tigers' perceived timeline too, because everybody's worried about taking a prep player, but it seems like other than maybe Jack Leiter, the players the Tigers are in on are Mayer, House, and Jobe, none of which are college players. I mean, they're all prep players. So it's just interesting with the perceived timeline for what the Tigers are thinking is going on.
Yeah, very. That's been my biggest kind of gripe with the logic behind Jobe, to be honest. Like I don't deny that his upside's immense, but the time frame is just weird to me to take a dude that has been pitching for a year with the 3rd overall pick when you're trying to compete soon. Just seems like weird to me. That's all.
Yeah.
How about the mocks that had Jobe going before Jack Leiter too? I think it's super weird to see a guy like Jobe going above, it's a right-handed college arm. I mean,
that would also be the frustration for me big time is if Leiter's on the board and we take Jobe, that makes very little sense to me for sure. So exactly.
Yeah, it's I mean, I've been the guy trying to sit the corner of, hey, Jackson Jobe is a good baseball player and a good pitcher. Like, let's calm it down a bit. I mean, we're still talking about a guy who's got a 3,000 plus RPM breaking ball.
Unreal, man.
More advanced than most prep pitchers you've seen. Like, it's still good.
Unreal.
I'd prefer him over Brady House, but I'm all in. When Marcelo Mayer is the most interesting thing is that, a month ago even probably, I'm like, well, this guy's mid first round, and then talk about the Tigers thinking about him at 3. I'm like, really? And then I was like, sold. This is, I really like the upside in his bat.
Yeah, me too. A lot. I really like it. There's no way he's playing middle infield. Like, honestly, even like in the lower levels of the minors, I think he gets moved to the corners pretty quickly. But I really like his bat too.
It sounds like it's going to be Meyer, boys.
So we're gonna be stuck with we're gonna have Leiter and Jobe on the board.
No. I mean, it sounds like the Tigers are going to get Meyer. I don't know who's going 2, but it sounds like Meyer's going 3 to the Tigers.
I don't know that it's ever been a question that if he gets to 3, he's gone.
Yeah.
Just as a case of what is Texas going to do.
I could see Texas taking Leiter too.
Yeah, they've been connected to Leiter a lot. So
yeah, they have. I mean, that really, if it wasn't for the whole, him saying if Texas
Get
takes me, I'm
Boston.
going to ask for way over slot. Yeah, if it wasn't for that, I think he would have been like a guaranteed Ranger. It's really that's the only hiccup, I think.
I think at this point, even if Texas does take him, he makes it to the majors. He's got to walk out to shipping off to Boston.
That just a troll through your whole career would be nice.
Exactly.
Fantastic.
Let me see. All right.
Red Sox fans aren't the bitter type. Come on now.
But man, starting with Davis at 1-1, I mean, that just ruins every mock draft that came out today or yesterday.
Yeah,
See,
well,
put all of our money down on this mock, and then Davis goes, and people go, okay, well.
Well, and this is, I mean, you got to think about it. If the Tigers are getting Meyer at 3, he's the guy that's on the top of, I think, most public draft boards. Like everybody thinks he's the best player in the draft, and they're going to get him at 3. So that's a pretty good outcome for the Tigers. This is it's a little bit like a Cade Cunningham thing for the Pistons, I guess. Although I think this draft there is no Cade Cunningham. They're all a bunch of I don't know, Jonathan Kumingas or whatever his name is. I'm not doing great with my multi-sports analysis here.
I think this draft is pretty, like depth-wise, pretty deep. Actually, it's just there's not that one, like bona fide 1-1 pick. That's all.
And there's where the taking the haircut with like Jackson Jobe makes sense to me, is because when you have 32 and 39, you're getting guys who are really not as bad as you would. I mean, talent-wise, in terms of the draft pool. But also
save your slot money.
Right. But when you try to do that, like the Orioles, we think the Orioles did last year when they were going for Nick Bitsko at
instead of
or whatever.
Martin,
and then they got, So, it makes more sense to me in this draft than last draft, I think. But it's just something interesting to think about when you're taking a haircut with a guy like Jobe.
For sure.
Yeah. And we're going to assume that Meyer is going to get full slot here at 3rd. So
for sure.
So the Tigers still have a little extra money to play with because the 2 picks. But it wouldn't shock me if they just go straight college after this.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. And like that's for me, that if that's what happens, that makes taking Jobe immensely more justifiable. If the rest of the entire draft or the next 5 rounds are all like slot or even above slot college players, I think that makes the Jobe pick immensely more justifiable and easier to comprehend for a lot of people.
Yeah, I just look at last year. That's basically what they did. They took college, then finally high school, and they did pretty well. But this would be more like a repeat of 2019.
Yeah,
my echo's going crazy again, Raj. As soon as that microphone turned on.
I think it's wild how Henry Davis goes at 1-1 and all of a sudden Brady House has dropped out of our conversation completely.
Yeah, for real, man. For real. All right, here we go.
I'm fine now. Bring the Terra, so. Sorry.
Well, it looks like it's going to be YouTube then.
Well, there you go.
Wow.
Who'd they take?
Jack Leiter.
Leiter.
All right.
Jack Leiter to the
Wow.
Rangers. So do we celebrate? How do we celebrate? Do we just all like shotgun beers here? What are we doing?
Well, you know what's fascinating now? Who goes to Boston?
Right, because
Watson.
they would have had Davis and Leiter, right? 'Cause
Right.
those are two guys.
Everyone's
Rocker?
mock was Leiter and Davis.
I mean,
So,
Lawler, Khalil
Lawler.
Watson. I would imagine one of those two, unless they really want to go Kumar Rocker.
right.
I could see Watson or Rocker.
Rocker's an
Mhm.
interesting one.
It depends on how dead set they are to college arm. Also, we can't really assume the Tigers are going to take Mayer, even though everything in the world points to the Tigers taking Marcelo
Correct.
Mayer right now.
Correct.
But man, if that is the pick, I'm going to be so excited.
Meyer, man. That's electric.
I mean, if anybody's watching, you have not seen his swing, go look it up. I mean, it is like butter. I have no other way to
Fantastic,
describe it to
dude.
you.
Fantastic.
This is a guy who could have a plus hit and power tool.
Does he stay at short?
I think he could. I mean, I don't know. I think he could. Not going to be a stupendous shortstop or anything, but
Yeah, the bat's going to play anywhere. I hate comps, but I do see a lot of Corey Seager comps out there on him.
mhm.
Sure. Yeah, I'm not a big comp guy either.
Yeah. Chris, if you're trying to talk, we can't really hear you.
He definitely looks animated.
He's very excited about what he's saying. Everybody want to take a guess?
Well,
I think
so
he's saying
now-
you reach and you tank like Frank Mazzucato with three. Is that what you're saying, Chris? Is that-
Wow, that's crazy. What a take.
He's apologizing to Brady House for dropping
There
out of
you
the
go.
there you
conversation.
go.
I'm really interested now to see how
Oh my
how
God.
much Leiter's going to sign for, man.
Somebody in a reply to me on Twitter today said Davis Leiter Mayer will happen, and that's just wild.
There you go.
We manifested it.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm actually a little nervous though.
Yeah, I've been nervous for like the last 4 hours.
We're told the whole time if Marcelo Mayer gets there, it's the Tigers' pick, and now I'm a little worried. Just glued to Twitter. Somebody tweeted out. I just got a check mark. I'm going to tweet it out, and we're just going to go with it.
That Texas system's already really good. Now they're going to get Jack Leiter. That's going to make things really interesting.
Yeah, I wonder if Chris Young is going to teach Leiter how to be 6'11". Having a lot of fun here is us three being here on the Tigers tracker stream, and they keep going in and out.
Right. It's impressive by
try
us.
mine?
All right, the pick is in.
Oh boy, here we go.
Yeah, it's. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I said like 5 minutes ago that I was told it was Meyer. I don't know if.
There you go.
All right. Is it for real?
Yeah,
For sure.
they said they could hear me.
All right.
I mean, yeah, I know that it's been Meyer for the Tigers, like for sure, but also
Let's see. You know what, Chris? I got an idea. We're gonna just use one mic for everybody.
All right.
That's what we're gonna do. Okay. So everybody's gonna have one mic,
I am.
and
Is the pick in?
that's what we're gonna
Yes.
All
Has
right.
it been announced?
How about? So should I still use my headphones or?
do. Yeah.
Hasn't been announced on stage, but it's in.
Okay.
Can
Everybody hear us?
Yeah,
All
All right. Cool.
I
All
know.
right.
just in time.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, like you know how Twitter you can usually get this is what I'm hearing, this is who they're taking. Apparently, nobody wants to do that for the Detroit pick.
I know, man. We got it for the Davis was announced like 10 minutes before the draft, and now we're just hosed.
Well, I am hearing that they're taking Mayer. So
That's good.
I keep
Eric Longenhagen just said Jobe.
Nobody else.
What?
We will.
What?
Yep. Apparently,
Longenhagen just said Joe.
He just
this
said
is about
Joe.
to get interesting.
Wait, what? Wait.
Bro,
Are you
I
kidding me?
I can't handle it, man.
hopefully the FCC is not watching this. There might be some response coming.
Dude.
Also, the Red Sox are going mayor then. Jeez.
Jeez, what?
Okay.
Yeah.
Longenhagen did say Joe.
they're gonna
It's
say-
the only thing you're seeing.
That's the only thing.
No.
Oh, that Kevin Goldstein just tweeted the same thing.
Oh,
Is there
okay. So
All right.
All
let's
right.
stay calm.
Wow.
Bro, I'm freaking out, man.
Where are we going?
Our guy is there. What are we doing?
I can hear fine. I don't know if anybody can hear me.
You did them though?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. Well,
That's kind of wild. What happened to TV? Oh.
here's the draft room.
Can you guys hear me okay? I can hear myself.
Yeah.
Oh, so they're saying.
I think it was Jobe,
Oh
no?
no.
Is it Job?
I'm on a commercial, personally.
Are we
Oh,
just
no,
pretending
we're
it's
back.
not?
Okay, I'm back from commercial saying the pick is in.
Yeah, they're showing the draft.
Yep.
right now.
Okay, we have the stage. Manfred's about to walk out. Here we go.
Are you ahead of us?
Okay, well, now I'm just staring at a stage. Manfred's not walking out. I'm just staring at a stage.
Somehow, if this is not Marcelo Mayer, I think it's Rob Manfred's fault.
You know, I'm behind this theory.
He's already been booed quite a bit tonight, so I don't think it's going to make a difference.
So, what are the reasons, if you're the Detroit Tigers, that you don't take the guy that you've been reportedly highest on for months?
Gotta be money, right?
It's gotta be money.
Maybe they really think.
There it is.
Yep, Jackson Jobe.
All right, so
Wow.
What the?
Wow. So.
Well.
Somebody gonna take Roger Davis?
I'm a Job fan. I'm just gonna leave. Is that cool?
I
Are we good? Okay, so why though? It's got to be for money, right? They have to have a plan. They have to be trying to Orioles it, and hopefully they don't get Orioles.
Yeah. So, no, I mean, with Jackson Jobe, you're getting a ton of potential,
But a ton of risk too.
And to see him go with
Meyer still on the board is kind of wild. I would never have expected that.
I would not have either, but here is one thing just to throw out there that many evaluators, for as much as you want to trust whoever you might want to trust, when you look at the board of previous prep pitchers taken in the top whatever, I mean, Jobe looks different than a lot of prep pitchers that have come off the board, in my opinion, and opinion of a few people I've talked to. Still, you're taking a prep pitcher, which is interesting.
Yeah. Well, it's the riskiest position, generally speaking.
Didn't stop.
Apart from maybe high school catching. So, but yeah, I mean, so from what we heard or what we've read, the only other landing spot for him in the top 10 was either 8 or 9. So the Tigers could be saving 1.5, 2 million. Am I echoing to you?
If there's a way to turn off your.
You're saving a good amount of money, that's for sure. So they have to have a plan for 32 and 39, because if they're going to do money-saving picks at 32 and 39, I'm going to be very, very sad. So, I mean, they have to have a really good thought that somebody's following.
Yeah.
Scott, your emotions look like they're just gone now.
It's tough, man. It's tough.
Can you hear me?
Do you need a beer? Do you need a beer?
Several?
I'm loaded
You need
back
several
there.
beers?
I'll be good. Here's the thing. Like I said before, I don't deny his upside at all. He has one of the highest ceilings in the draft. I truly think he does, but I think he also has one of the lowest floors of the premier players that are available in the top 10. And just like for me, timing wise, I don't understand why when the belief is you're on the upswing, you're close to competing again, that you take way under slot at 3rd overall for a pitcher that's been pitching for what a year, right? Is that like the thing? He's been a full-time pitcher for a year. That seems like a heck of a project, regardless of his ceiling or floor, for a team that's trying to compete in the next 2 years. And
yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I don't worry too much about the competition timetable when you're picking this high in the draft. You just take the guy you think is best.
Sure.
And if they have these 6-7 guys all graded out the same and they can save a couple $1 million on him, I'm fine. It's just a ton of risk. And if you look at Fangraphs, their mock today had the Tigers taking Judd Fabian at 32. So if you're saving money to take Judd Fabian, it's like the riskiest draft of all time, though.
Yeah.
It's a 28% strikeout rate in college.
Yes.
So here's the one thing about Jobe, other than the fact that, I think he's really good. I love Jackson Jobe. I'm not upset with this pick at all. I would have preferred Mayer. You're also getting 3,000 plus RPM breaking ball, which is never really a bad thing. Let's just not forget that. Let's just lean on that forever. And but the thing is, I really when they first got connected, Meyer to Boston.
I got kicked out. I don't.
But the thing that I've been saying about this is that I think this is a great test for Chris Fetter.
Sure.
No, all right, I got it now.
Because you're now giving this guy who we're crowning, anointing. We think he should be in the All-Star game because he's done great things for the pitching staff. But I think you're injecting a prep arm with Chris Fetter's plan. I think this will be a very good test for him. You don't want you don't necessarily want to do that at 3, but I mean, I'm just you got to look at what we got here.
I mean, it's so they took Red Sox took Mayer.
Yeah.
I'm sure they were thrilled.
I'm sure they were surprised. They probably couldn't have gotten the pick in fast enough.
Like, we don't need all 2 minutes, 5 minutes. We're good.
They said they took who now?
Yeah. What was I going to say? Yeah, no, I mean, you would like to, from the scouting reports on Jackson Jobe, get kind of ridiculous in terms of it's hard to believe this. They're talking 70 fastball, 70 slider, 60 changeup, 55 curve, 60 command. Like that's like Hall of Fame potential.
That is a Hall of Famer. That's not Hall of Fame potential. That is a dude
you have to.
He's having ERAs at 1 his entire career.
He could technically have stuff like that. So, you don't hear a lot of player comps for Jobe. I've heard some people put Dylan Bundy on him just because I think they're both kind of slightly shorter prep kids from Oklahoma. I'm thinking the stuff is sort of Trevor Bauer-ish, or maybe even Zach Wheeler. If he gets to the highest level and is still throwing like this. But yeah, it's that 3, 4, 5 year wait that's so scary. They're saying he's the best high school pitcher since Hunter Green or Mackenzie Gore. Well, those two guys, we see Hunter Green had Tommy John surgery already, and Mackenzie Gore was the best pitcher in baseball, pitching prospect in baseball, until this year when he inexplicably kind of fell apart. He's not throwing strikes, and his stuff doesn't look as good. So yeah, there's a lot of pitfalls in the way right now.
I've never heard a bad thing said about Jackson Jobe, and I mean, I really haven't. Like I'm going to be a giant fan of this pick. I really am. Throughout his entire, I would have preferred Mayer. I'm glad they didn't take Brady House. Mm-hmm. But this tells me is that when the Tigers are bringing in these players for their workouts, all that stuff, that they saw that this guy was the best player available. Because if they're as in on Mayer as they said they were, and they decide to go Jobe, like they were impressed beyond human capacity by Jackson Jobe when he came to work out.
Yeah. I mean, and like Chris said, man, like you, if you got your eyes set on 2 college kids that you're really impressed with, that you think are going to fall to 32 and 39, and that's, you're going to save a lot of money, obviously taking Jobe, then that's ballsy, man.
Well, all right, let's see if Kumar Rocker falls to 32.
Well, that would be something. Somebody mentioned that on our when we did our Twitter. Did you jump in, Raj? Yeah. I missed it. Did you get a video, Jake? All right, fantastic. Sorry.
Did you just jump in the pool?
Yeah. Somebody was on our Twitter Spaces earlier talking about Rocker falling to 32, and I was like, "You serious, Clark?"
He's not getting past 8.
No,
Maybe
I don't
9.
think so.
No,
I mean, I've
There's
heard him.
no way
he's not getting. He's not getting past the Angels if he makes it that far.
Yeah, the Angels are taking. We're either taking Jobe or Rocker or whatever. Yeah, there's no way he's making it past 9.
Yeah, I've heard the lowest is 10 or 11 to the Nats or the Mets or whatever. So
that even seems far. I mean,
Yeah,
one of those
I
two teams
really
is going to
don't
take time
see
Madden.
Yeah, I really don't see him passing the Angels.
The Orioles took Colton Cowser. Seems interesting.
That is interesting.
That is really interesting.
That's 2 years in a row. Last year with Kierstad and
big on underslot.
Cowser. Yeah.
Let's hope that Cowser has better health than Kierstad. It's been a real unfortunate.
I thought the Orioles might make things weird and go with Watson here, but that's about as expected.
Well, what was the rumor we heard that they were connected to Harry Ford briefly? But he sounds like he's pricing himself down to like 20s or something like that.
We are hoping that Harry Ford gets down to 23.
Yeah. All right, let me see. Sorry.
Well, okay. Cleveland needs to take Chase Petty. I don't know. I mean,
I don't think they're going to take him in the first, right? They would.
I know they're connected. I know
they
they're
can go
connected to
Petty.
Gunnar Hoglund and a bunch of other people. They need to take Chase Petty. I'm sorry. It's just for baseball.
I think if Gunnar Hoglund's there, if he falls to 23, I think they'll scrap their plans and go that route. But I don't think he'll get there.
You got to take him, but for the betterment of baseball, you just say, you know what? Never mind. We're going to take the guy throwing 97-mile-an-hour sinkers, 100-mile-an-hour sinkers, and just go that route because we're the Indians and we can make him good.
Yeah, I mean,
we're Cleveland, and we can make him good. Sorry,
for real.
If anybody's going to do it, it's going to be them. But yeah, I mean, we were talking
future
about Joe.
Cleveland Spiders. We can do what we want.
That track record of high schoolers throwing triple digits is super scary.
Yeah. Oh, for sure it is.
Let me see.
So now I'm trying to rack my brain here. What's the Tigers playing at 32? Who are they aiming for?
Well, I mean, a lot of the talk was maybe Alex Mooney, another or prep shortstop. I guess there's so many of them.
I think you can grab Mooney at 39 unless he's like absolutely your guy. I'd love for them to get Mooney, but
I'm a big fan of that Jackson Merrill kid. Maybe they can go Jackson.
Merrill would be a good one. I want him to take Connor Norby just to, feed my East Carolina University bat love.
Be good.
Love.
Here we go.
Tyler Black is another good one. I know Sack took him during the P Live mock draft.
Cowser official. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Cowser's interesting.
It is. No, he's one of some of the most variants you'd see in mocks across everything.
Yeah, and if he sticks at center, he's going to hit, and if he develops power, that's a really nice college player. It is kind of funny. I remember him; he was falling down. It seemed like at the beginning of the year, and he just steadily made his way back up. Like that's what you normally see from college hitters in the draft is they move their way back up. But he's like the only one who did.
Yeah, he's one where if he's even if he's an average major league center fielder, he's going to be a damn good ball player.
Yep.
So I think we're just hoping somebody like a first rounder just falls into their lap at 32.
It's got. I mean that has to be it, right? I mean you got to hope.
Just go Sal Frelick at 32 and call it a day.
I know he has his problems and he fell a ton this season, but like I have been one of the biggest Fabian supporters out there for like 3-ish years, ever since he signed with Florida. Honestly,
I do like Fabian a lot. I think I can't root for Fabian to go to the Tigers just because of the same brand that where I didn't want House to go to the Tigers. Is that it's just the same things that the Tigers dev team would have to work on. I don't know if I can get behind it happening just based on previous history.
No, it's totally fair.
But I do like Fabian. I do like House. They're all great ball players. It's just is a little worrisome there.
I don't hear you, but I hear you in person. All right. I'm just getting my article out.
And so this, I saw a comment here. I think absolutely it makes sense. Would you get a guy like Lonnie White or Will Taylor, who are, probably going to take a lot of money, and that might be where they're thinking.
Well, if they can get Will Taylor, that would be spectacular. Lonnie White is interesting. He reminds me a little bit of like Vernon Wells, just the way he's built. He's like really thick throughout the thighs, and he's got speed. But I'd take Vernon Wells at 32 for sure. I just Will Taylor just strikes me as like more presently athletic, I guess. They're both great athletes, obviously like 4-star football players, but I don't know.
Well, and that's where your money probably has to go if you're really planning on saving that much by taking Jobe over Mayer.
Yeah.
Which still is baffling me, but I'm glad it wasn't House.
Yeah, it must have just come down to the money, like Jake was saying. Like we just all right.
Like it has for the last 6 years.
Well, there you go. Yeah, but it really depends on who they get.
Different,
yeah. This is unless
let's just preemptively point at Matt Manning, right? He was a prep arm. We did it.
Yeah, with the
for real.
The one thing, you know what? I will say this. I'll put it out there right now, just, for fun. There's a possibility that the Tigers give Jackson Jobe full slot, just because they like him that much. They gave Torkelson over slot last year at 1-1. I don't think they had to do that, but they could, so they did. So, which would, that would make this even more puzzling. But
it's like Lawler's going 6 here.
If Jackson Jobe gets full slot, I'm just going to stop creating content and just move away.
Man, Trev, you're just gonna have to be a Brian Packard account at that point. I don't think anyone's gonna be too happy with what you got to say unless it's that at that point.
I just don't. I mean, why would you take him to give him full slot in that specific scenario?
Yeah,
please do not hold me to that. Well, commented.
I'm saying we're assuming that they did this to save some money on kids later, which is. Would be kind of cool depending on who they get. I'm just saying.
Here's where my confidence comes to say something like that, which I really hope I don't have to because I enjoy making content. But here's where my confidence comes is that the reason that Jobe is even in the conversation is because you think you're saving money, you're taking the haircut, and that comes because Jobe is in the conversation in 10, 15, somewhere around there. You get him at 3, he'll be making a ton more money even if he signs under slot at 3 than he would going to the Angels at 9.
Yeah.
And so that's how you, just if anybody didn't understand that, that's how you get the haircut, as I keep calling it there. So that's why I'm thinking if you're going to be doing that, if you want to pay somebody full slot, take Mayer.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. People are already riled up and if you take him full slot, it like the organization's biggest, hey, we did this for this reason. Their biggest explanation for taking him really goes out the window, and they're really just going to be banking on, hey, we love the kid to death, and they better be right about him because if they're wrong, yeah.
Again, this tells you how good his workout with the Tigers was.
Exactly. It must have been phenomenal for real.
Like this dude's throwing 106. I'm kidding, but he's. No,
the slider equivalent of your fastball being 106 is almost what he has, to be fair.
Yeah, well, so we're talking his slider is supposedly 3,200 RPMs, right? 3,200 to 3,300. Would be the highest in the majors for any starter by far. I think Trevor Bauer's in like the 2,900 range.
Legally?
Yeah, well, who knows? Yeah, and and Trevor Bauer, we just hopefully don't speak his name ever again. But,
and there's the other thing is legally, is Jobe using sticky stuff to reach this 3,000 plus? It'll still be nasty regardless. Let's not take this away from him, but you wonder if that plays a part in what happened.
So there's an article on Baseball America about where that spin comes from. And apparently, he's a high school quarterback too, a pretty solid quarterback in Oklahoma, and also cornerback or defensive back. And so he's used to throwing spirals or whatever. And his dad taught him a curveball. I guess his dad, Brent Jobe, was a golfer. A pro golfer now, but he was a high school baseball player, and he taught him a curveball when he was like 12 or 13, and it just kind of the grip naturally turned over to the side, and so it's just something he's kind of stumbled upon on his own. And I guess that's what's so interesting about Jobe is how little experience he has, but how advanced he is already. Like they're talking about him showing the traits for plus command, which is kind of wild for a guy who's only been a starter for like 1 year. But I don't know. It's so hard to believe all these, when they're going 70, 70, 66 or whatever. It's like, man, this is
I don't know about all that. Honestly, the 70s, whatever. I mean, it's hard to throw a 70 on anything, let alone give multiple. But again, you're getting a guy who's fastball. I mean, it's in the mid 90s already. He's got that massive breaking ball. He has, I mean, he's showing traits for good control, command, whatever. But he is a good pitcher. Like I don't know that that's you can take away from it. It's just again, he's got a long way to go. There's a lot that can happen.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I like him honestly. The more I'm talking myself into this pick more and more, it's just always going to be the pick of we could have had Marcelo Mayer.
Well, just look at it this way. This means the Tigers are going to go out and sign Carlos Correa or Trevor Story or Corey Seager.
There you go.
Why
get the guy comping to Corey Seager when you can just get Corey Seager?
There you go. So, but I don't know. So then we have to pick the Diamondbacks. Lawler, Watson, House. Who went?
The Diamondbacks pick is in.
Yeah, D-backs are in.
So I'm looking now. Let's see. I haven't seen Lawler.
So for KC, it's got to come down to what? Brady House and Kumar Rocker, maybe?
It's Rocker would be the one that fits, where the college pitcher just falls right to him.
Yeah.
Rocker would make a lot of sense for KC.
KC, death taxes in Kansas City taking a pitcher. So
pitcher who falls.
That's like their entire minor league system is just.
You can't. I can't hear
pitchers
you.
playing left and stuff. They just have only pitchers.
Oh, yeah, echoes.
Unless they like Watson. I mean, hey, pair up Watson with Bobby Witt.
Colorado becomes super interesting too.
Yeah.
Colorado's got to take a pitcher.
I would imagine.
Yeah. I mean, you can't get pitchers to sign there. You have to develop pitching.
Yeah, for real.
I just see a rumor that the Diamondbacks were considering Will Bednar at 6, but with Jordan Lawler being there, they weren't going to do it.
Bednar at 6 would have ruined everything.
Would have blown it up.
They would have just taken a lighter and just gone right under the draft boards of everybody.
This is funny. You see this interactions with Lynn Henning and Zeke Jennings. I don't know if people see it. So yeah, I don't.
Lawler's a great pick for Arizona. I mean,
I thought he should go 1-1 for a long time. I watched him in the summer circuit, and he was just hitting balls hard the opposite way. But I guess there was a little bit too much swing and miss there this spring.
What?
Yeah, he had concerns, but he's still.
He's
really
the most
good prospect.
Athletic. Seems like the most likely to stick at shortstop.
Mm-hmm. Eric Longenhagen just said the Royals pick might get weird. It's not going to be House, Watson, or Rocker.
Oh.
What is happening today? I don't know.
How weird
this draft is hammered.
How weird can you get? Jaden Hill.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
oh man,
for real, man. Like what? They didn't hear the news.
How weird can you get? That is my question.
Sal Frelick?
It could be Frelick. That would be. I mean, they already have been attendee for a year or two. Let's see who else. Matt
Jordan
Nelson.
Wicks.
Just go. Jordan Wicks. Maybe.
Jordan Wicks. I mean, he would fit kind of the what is that? Daniel Lynch with the filthy changeup type mold. I mean,
maybe it could be another. Sam Bachman. I thought I heard him.
Could be Bachman. It really could be, but I don't think Bachman would be that weird.
Could be another high school pitcher, Andrew Painter or something like that. Like
that would be weird.
Yeah, let's get weird. Roger.
Could be a hitter. Maybe that's the weird part about it.
Yeah.
That for the Royals, I think that kind of would be weird.
But we just don't know who's going to the Royals. It's they got Watson, House, Rocker on the board. They don't think it's going to be him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh? Who?
I have no idea. I'm gonna guess.
Looking, I think I'm forgetting players. Like, who could this be? Could it be Matt Mclean?
Could be Mclean.
That would be a little weird.
Yeah, I guess I wouldn't consider any of those like super weird. These are all
Frank Mazzucato.
That'd be weird and make a lot of sense.
That's what Longahangen just said.
Oh,
Frank Mazzucato.
Well, there you go. Another high school pitcher.
Okay.
Wow.
So if it is Mazzucato, one, that's kind of cool, and two, that means that I think the Padres have no idea what they're doing anymore. I think at that point the Padres have to take Petty.
Solometo?
No, maybe, but I think they're taking Petty if they're not getting Mazzucato. I'm going to go out on a limb right now and be wrong because I like it.
You guys are all pretty young, I think. There was a random one-hit wonder group in the 90s called the Pizzicato 5. Or Pizzicato 3? I know Raj remembers them. You guys probably don't. I don't know how old you are, Justin, but I assume you're not as old as me.
I could be close.
Let's see. I'm a man. I'm 40.
Oh, okay, I'm not there yet. I'm not. What was that coach's name? Mike Gundy. I am not Mike Gundy age yet. I've got a few years to get to Mike Gundy.
Multiple sources. Frank Mazzucato at 7.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is Frank Mazzucato at 7, Rod.
You know what's happening right now? The Royals are just saying the Tigers are in our division. Whatever they can do, we can do weirder.
The Tigers may have started that run on pitching. And I feel bad. I haven't.
That means Cleveland's got to take Painter now, right?
There you go.
That would be a fantastic pick for them if he gets there. But
White Sox go Petty. We just go all prep in the AL Central.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
As long as Cleveland does not end up with McGreevy, I'll be fine. If McGreevy gets down to 23, I'm going to have some issues.
If I've seen Judd Fabian mocked to Minnesota, just an AL Central thought here, and I think that would be the weirdest pairing with Aaron Sabato last year.
Huh. Oh yeah,
it's just odd, just in terms of what you're getting. It's the same guy. I mean, Sabato's been interesting so far in his pro debut.
Yeah, I think he's been like it's kind of 3 true outcomes so far. I haven't paid a ton of attention. He's on there. What was the Florida State League? So I see him occasionally when I'm watching or looking at like a Lakeland score. I don't know. He hasn't been called up yet, has he?
What does this do for the Rockies and the Angels? Because now the Rockies can go ahead and ruin Ty Madden's life, or they can ruin Kumar Rocker's life, and the Angels can get whichever one doesn't get ruined there.
And yeah, we don't really. I guess the Rockies had kind of a shakeup in the front office this year, didn't they?
Oh yeah.
But
it wasn't a shakeup. Everybody's gone.
Everyone, yeah. Perry came in and literally got rid of everybody. Yeah.
I thought their scouting director was still there, but I thought their scouting director is now their GM.
No, Perry was an outside hire.
Well, all right. It's a good thing I have that shirt, Jake, and I considered wearing it. So we could have been wearing the same shirts for baseball.
Man, I'm having a hard time even like focusing on the rest because I'm still trying to wrap my brain around what happened at 3. I am still fully immersed in submerged in the 3rd.
So our goal here, I guess, is to get Scott on board with Jackson Jobe.
Well, there's no choice now.
There is a choice. There absolutely is a choice. You could just be loud saying this is terrible for his entire career with the Tigers.
All right, here we go.
Is this who's about
Casey? I'm seeing Casey officially get announced here.
So Death Grips.
It's Mazzucato.
Yeah, Mazzucato.
Wow.
Oh, Roger's connected. We're getting connected.
So
another high school arm for Kansas City. That's all they've done.
Well, what was the year they took Ash Russell, and that other kid, and they both flamed out really hard.
Yeah, true.
Was that they took Kyle Zimmer too?
They did take, yeah.
Well, he was a college.
Was that a different year?
He was San Francisco. That may have been the same year. He was the same year as Gausman.
Okay.
I don't remember what year that was.
But why it's Mazzucato going? I mean, because he's a cold weather arm too, so he's not a lot of pitches on his arm, not as many pitches on his arm, not as much known about him. I mean, he had a great season, but
I think he threw 4 straight no hitters or something like 4 straight perfect games
up in Connecticut.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's these scouts see what they like and they go for it. So I don't know if you guys see this
I mean,
question.
hey, like you're not getting Mazzucato around your next pick. If he's your dude, you got to go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit like the Nick York thing. I think the Royals have more picks than the Red Sox did.
I love Nick York.
No, just take your guy, take him for under slot, and have a nice day.
So just if we want to answer this question here, I'll say that I don't know for sure if it was under slot. I have to assume it's under slot based on everything that I know about the draft. But I mean, I assume he'll sign for under slot. It's just a matter of, I guess, who's there. Because Detroit was put under that wait and see bubble for the third pick to see what 1 and 2 do. And then 1 and 2 did what we hoped they would, and they just didn't take Meyer. They took Jobe. So now you're kind of in a wait and see to see what falls down to 32, what makes it to 39. I really hope that Mooney is in the plan. If we're going to do actual analysis here, I really hope Alex Mooney is in the plan at 32 or 39 because he would probably cost more money and all that stuff. So that's just where I sit about it.
Sure. Yeah, no, I mean, like I said before, on the pre-draft, even like if you take Jobe, and we talked about it, like if the rest of the picks are slot or even over slot college players, then it at least becomes a lot more justifiable at a minimum. So, but that starts with taking Jobe under slot, and if we take Jobe for slot, this becomes even more puzzling than a lot of people already think it is.
And again, maybe they think they can get Lonnie White or Will Taylor, one of these great athletes, and pay them.
Yeah, it's really gonna. if it comes out that we got him for slot,
over slot. How about that?
Yes. So okay, if it's over, I'm not responsible for my actions at that point. That's
if it's over, tune in to Locked On Tigers.
Right.
Tune in to Locked On Red Wings too, just in case.
No, I suspect it'll be a prep shortstop at 32 or maybe 39.
Let me see if this still works.
Oh, I can't hear you, Raj.
Can you hear me or no?
Yeah, although I hear myself echoing in the background.
Oh, come on. Jeez, man.
We're in the same room. That's going to happen.
I know, man, but this is over. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
All right. Chris, is it echo?
There's Chip.
That's Chip.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad Chip is here to see Rogelio, but like, come on, man.
All right. I think you should be good. Chris, can you hear me at all?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Through the mic or no?
Yeah, I hear you in my headphones.
Okay.
But I also hear myself in the echo.
Oh, God damn it.
I don't know how it sounds to you guys.
Sounds much better to us than it did when I got here.
Pretty fine. The echo at the beginning was really bad. It's not.
Okay, so it's not that bad. Okay.
I think.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna give you the chair,
yeah.
Chris. Yes and no in the echo. Chip, what are you demanding this? Go ahead.
What? Wait. So you want me to go over there, or? Oh, Jake's gonna hop on. Hi, Jake. Jake's and Jobe. All right.
This is going well.
Yeah. So I do think it's going to be a prep shortstop, possibly Mooney. But there's, like I said earlier, there's a lot of them available or who could be available in that 30 to 50 range. I thought I saw that. Was it Cody Schreier or Cody Schreier might?
Well, Schreier, he's gone.
out.
He's out of the draft.
Did he actually pull his name out?
Yep. Yeah, I pulled his name out.
Okay.
Like 2 days ago.
But I just didn't know if he actually, guys will say that and then not actually do it.
Wow. Long and hanging saying Benny Montgomery to Colorado.
There you go.
Oh, Kumar Rocker's got to be thrilled.
Yeah.
For real.
Well, maybe the Angels can do for Rocker what they did for Reed Detmers, just add a couple of ticks and make him a strikeout machine.
Yeah. But other shortstops, you could see Max Muncy, I suppose.
Yeah, bold to take another team's player, but at least you know he's a major leaguer.
But yeah, so I don't know. The draft is certainly not going the way I expected so far.
No, Benny Montgomery is interesting.
Certainly not.
Are there any picks that like you expected so far?
Lighter to
2.
Texas.
Lighter to Texas,
Yeah.
I guess. The closest one.
That's about it.
I think Jordan Lawler at 6 made sense, but not because Meyer didn't go 1-1. That was like the only thing.
Actually, you know what? I'm actually I could see the future, so I actually knew it was going to go Davis, Lighter, Jobe. I had this all in my mock. Did you not see it? Must have forgot to hit post.
So, yeah, I'm just doing the math in my head. The slot is 7 at 3 is 7.2. What do you think? You save $1.2 million tops? Maybe
For Khalil Watson, who's apparently going to make it to 32.
There you go, Benny Montgomery to Colorado.
I don't know. I could see the Angels going with Watson here next, although that would be weird for.
They have to go Rocker, right?
Could go House.
Ooh.
I think they would go with Watson over House.
The Angels?
The Tigers can get House down to 32.
Yeah.
The Angels have to take
Hey, let's on record. If House is the Tigers pick on 32, I will apologize for everything I have ever said about Alex Avila. Everything. I will make a laundry list of every bad thing I've ever said about it and apologize for everyone individually.
Yeah.
We need you to go down to Comerica, type it out, print it out, go down to Comerica, and hang it up on the stadium doors.
Put a big board.
Oh, yeah, we haven't done anything with the big board, have we?
Yeah. Well, you know what? I just dropped your email, so you actually hear me, right?
What?
You actually could.
Can you hear Raj? Can you guys hear Raj?
Can I? Us?
Yeah.
You just got way quieter. We could hear you. I was hearing you before, and then now I can't.
Oh, all right.
Well, that works.
Ray Butler, Prospects 365, just said the thought of Benny Montgomery and Coors is nice. We'll see him in 2038.
Oh man!
Wow.
Well, so I mean, you got Montgomery and Bean in back-to-back years.
Yeah, one of those is a lot better sounding than the other. I mean, I love Benny Montgomery. He's a great athlete, but he's
a swing. Maybe
a great athlete.
Borrow Bean swing.
I mean, he's got that noticeable hitch in his swing still, too.
Where is Longenhagen making those picks in the live chat, or is he doing it on
he's tweeting them out from what I've seen.
Okay.
Nobody's got anything on the Angels yet.
Twitter comment.
Yeah, no sources at all. The Angels are taking Kumar Rocker.
No.
It's got to be.
And Kumar Rocker just like huge sigh of relief. I felt it from states away.
Literally, not going to Coors and going to Anaheim instead.
Yeah, that's not heavy winds. That's just Kumar Rocker.
Check. Mic check. Check.
Is that Jake over there?
Yeah.
Good.
How about now?
I hear him mic checking.
Oh, he did hear you.
Well, good. I've just been quiet.
Whatever happened to homegirl from the Red Sox?
Oh.
No. Oh. Well, that's no good. So, yeah, what'd you guys think of the Futures game?
Fun. I mean, a lot more fun for National League hitters, but fun.
Jeez.
The future.
Yeah. Well, what's kind of funny?
Torkelson an RBI at the end.
Yeah.
Did he get an RBI?
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad they let. Both of them play as much as they did.
My guy Jake Eater got 2 batters. I don't think anybody got price of admission at that point.
Fair. The that Cubs kid,
Brennan Davis.
what's his name? Brennan Davis. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 dingers.
He's legit, man.
He is legit. He's been legit too.
He's the son of Reggie Theus, former NBA star.
Wow.
Star's a bit much, but
Yeah, fair.
he played in the NBA, and then he was on like NBA Inside Stuff for a while, I think. Again, this is me being 40. We talk about
The
Andrew
pick is
Jones.
in, and nobody on Twitter has a darn thing.
Yeah, this is.
Oh, that's Garrett Anderson. Wow. Nice Parrish. Big wheel.
Yeah, Parrish is such a good dude.
Yeah. One of the best interviews.
Yeah, Garrett Anderson looks. When did he retire? It's got to be like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, too much on one day. I really do, Mike.
Yeah, we were talking earlier about just in Sebastian wrote an article about all MLB scheduling all this stuff in the same weekend, and how there was even the high school all-star game for 2022 the other day. It's like, for prospect people, how are you supposed to cover all of this?
Very carefully.
Willie Hood joined us.
Who did?
Willie Hood.
Justin's Indians guy.
Oh, cool.
Wow, they didn't take Rocker.
Who'd they take?
Rocker?
Bachman.
Okay.
What?
All right. That makes sense.
Oh, really?
Yes. Still a college arm. Still, he's got nasty stuff. I mean,
He's got
I
a better
get it.
fastball slider combo than Rocker.
I get it. And plus, the deal is that Alavila made with all of the GMs is you don't take Rocker. He's ours at 32.
We got a question there, guys, from Brad.
Projected time for 32.
Yeah.
What are we at? We're at 10 right now, and it's an hour.
19. Yeah.
I would think more like 10.
Oh, really? Oh, with commercials too, yeah. Crap.
Yeah, so we're not going to stay on that whole time, but maybe we'll hop back on to go, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But yeah, Sam Bachman, I had heard he might fall out of the first round because of his medicals, but apparently not.
Guys, is any of these picks surprising at all, or is this going to continue to be like shock value here?
They've all surprised me pretty much.
Yeah, I'd say outside of two, I've pretty much been surprised by all of them.
Seems like these GMs collectively did a keg party and then said, "Let's go do the draft."
They're like, you know what?
Well, I suppose the alternative is what this one draft has shown us is that the scouting, industrial complex for online analysts and stuff, they're just completely out of the loop this year. Maybe because of COVID last year, maybe because of whatever. But yeah, I mean, this is kind of all wild, all over the place.
I mean, if you're the Mets now, though, you have Rocker, Watson, and Brady House sitting there for you. Like, what do you do?
I would think the Mets would go with Rocker. I mean, if they're serious about their contenders this year.
Yeah, as well.
I mean, I don't know how much Rocker can throw the rest of the season. I don't know how many innings he threw this year. But that's a guy you could theoretically bring up and throw right in the bullpen. Which seems like a Mets thing to do. For them to get injured. And some
Rocker falling feels like Brady Singer a few years ago.
Yeah.
Where at one point people thought he was 1-1 and now he's just going to slide all the way down.
Long and hanging has Rocker going to the Mets.
There you go.
That's a lot farther than I thought he'd go.
Yeah, same here. So
Willie, how you doing?
Did he hear?
I don't think I heard it.
Oh.
What did he say?
I'll try to get you on the conversation. Oh, here's a question for you. How concerned are we that we're in the pocket money was saved by drafting Jobe?
I'm sorry with that. There's never been, as far as I know, there's never been a team to do that. There was the rumor last year that the Angels might do that because Artie Moreno said it's coming.
Rocker to the Mets, by the way.
They ended up not doing that. I've never heard of a team using the bonus pool, not using all their bonus pool money. Even teams like the Rays will use every cent they have. They just won't do the 5% overage, which teams are allowed to go up to 5% over their whole total bonus pool.
Tigers did that last year, right?
Yeah, they went all the way to the edge within $15-20. And most teams do. The only teams I think that have never done that are the Twins and the Rays and maybe the Mets before. Maybe some before. I don't remember, but There you go. Kumar Rocker to New York. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. We'll see if everybody got it wrong. So how many pitchers went before Rocker? Leiter, Bachman, Jobe, and Mazzucato. Wow.
The Mets can develop pitching, though. We've seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Certainly.
But now it becomes interesting who goes to the Nats because they like college pitching usually. Do they take just take Gunnar Hoglund here?
Just skip Ty Madden.
Yeah, it's possible. Ty Madden.
Let's see if we get Willie on again. Willie. Can you hear us?
So, I don't see him.
Yeah, he's right there.
He's not on my screen.
Oh.
Willie,
speak.
Yeah, your mic's muted right now.
weird. I only see five people.
Let's see.
Oh, yeah, he's muted.
Okay. Shouldn't be.
No, I tried to answer Corey's question, but I don't know if people heard it.
Oh, you muted it. There you go.
Oh, now I see him.
Sorry about that, guys. Had some technical difficulties on the first one.
There you go.
I've
Gotcha.
never heard of such a thing.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Before I get an echo on something I'm doing.
So yeah, this is the wildest draft that I can remember. I don't remember anyone like the 2017 draft was kind of unexpected, but even then we heard about Royce Lewis go on like 3 hours before the draft. And then it was kind of like, where's McKay going to go? Where's
I don't know if you saw the Tigers tweet out the pick. A lot of fans are pissed.
Well, there are a lot of fans who only like players that they've heard of, unfortunately. And that's not to say that there's not valid criticism here for Joe, but there are a lot of people like, Leiter was there, Meyer was there, Rocker was there. Why didn't you take one of these guys that I've heard of and therefore like?
But then again, maybe it's the same like the Akil Baddoo effect. I mean, no one heard of Akil Baddoo. And
Yeah.
You got that right. So.
And Baddoo with the 6th home run, right? That was pretty cool to see that.
Corey said thanks, but he heard the question, so he got it out. So thanks.
Okay. Now, doesn't mean they won't take the money. I'd be shocked if they did.
Well, it's kind of, let me ask you a question for Locked On. In terms of your audience, where's your audience all thought who's going to pick?
Well, naturally, I forced everyone to at least want Henry Davis a little bit. But I think at least by the most of the people that listened were, if Meyer falls, take Meyer. I think that's just as a whole, probably the fan base's, most of the fan base's opinion. And then, it was really Leiter and Meyer, I think, were the two biggest from my listenership. And then, like I said, I forced people to at least be somewhat okay if it was Davis as well. But I think Meyer and Leiter, for the most part, were a lot of my listeners stood.
I like to rock.
We threw a no-hitter really early in the season. He's a big, lanky dude.
Yeah.
And then I heard he was kind of sliding down boards later, but I don't know. I don't know if he was the guys who went to the combine.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody else listened to the podcast from Baseball America. They were talking about some of the combine stuff. So there was, for a while, the people had linked Michigan left-hander Stephen Hajar to the Tigers because, Feder brought him there and his Michigan, all that stuff. But he wasn't all that great this year, and his stuff was down for a lot of the year. At least I heard, he was more upper 80s. But they were saying that at the combine, he was pumping 95, 97 with a slider, like a super low efficiency slider, which is what you want, where the spin, not necessarily, it's like the opposite of a Jobe slider, I guess, where the spin is not contributing to movement, but the hitter thinks it will. So it's confusing. So I don't know, he's another guy that becomes interesting to me. It's weird. Who knows how this draft is going to go. So the Nats pick is in. Do we have any of your guys' sources?
Brady House.
There you
That's what I saw too, yeah.
Jake, what do you The arms are.
That leaves Watson slipping down the boards.
Yeah, that's interesting.
He had so much variance, man. I mean, there was a report 2 hours before the draft that the Pirates were looking at Watson, but then like a lot of mocks also had him in the teens. Like that. I mean, he had so much variance.
Yeah, you got to wonder.
What was it beginning of the year? He was sliding to the Tigers at 3, right?
Who, Watson?
Yeah.
I'm sure he was. Yeah.
Oh, do they? I don't. Okay. I don't really remember them. But now you got to wonder if maybe his advisor or whatever screwed him out of a couple $1 million if they were a legit option at number 1 for the Pirates. To fall this far, I'm certain they weren't going to offer him less than like 4.5. But where's he committed to go to school?
I wonder if that's some of his questions regarding size, because he's only 5'9" and about $180, if I understand. I can't help but wonder if people are dropping him down boards because of the size.
Yeah, I mean, the similarities to Gad Chisholm came up, but I don't know. I hope the size is not the case. He still has room to grow too. He's not high school. Wake Forest high school.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he's projected to get any bigger, but it was the guy, like, he was just one of the top performers all summer, and he performed this spring. And so I don't, like, the concerns were mainly, like, is he going to stick it short? Is he going to be second baseman or center fielder? So I don't know if.
Sal Frelick's not off the board yet, is he?
No.
I feel like it's Seattle.
Frelick, he also feels like a giant to me.
That too.
It's an SF and SF. There you go. That's why it feels like a giant. I'm trying to think. Where's Watson committed? I'm looking.
I feel like I know that.
Wake Forest.
He went to Wake Forest High School. He's also committed to Wake Forest.
Oh, really? No, you're right. That's not right. No.
He's committed to NC State.
Okay.
Not
right state,
traditionally,
wrong school.
Not traditionally a school that's gonna, get guys to campus like a Stanford, a UCLA, or a Vanderbilt, but still.
That's kind of hometown for him too, though, because it's still in state. But I'd say somebody probably goes to slot for him to get him if they really like him.
You know what? He could be the guy that the Reds are making a move on. The Reds pick 17th?
Yep.
And they also have the 30th pick and 37 or something like that.
And then 53. They've got 4 of the top 53 guys.
They have one of the biggest bonus pools, so that's a guy that they could totally get down to 17. Offering them $5.5, $6 million or something like that. I mean, we assumed that they were going to do that with a pitcher, but I don't know. We'll see.
I guess you could argue prep bat's a little bit safer of a profile than a pitcher, assuming you went after a prep pitcher. But I don't know. You'd really have to like him, and I know he got some favorable comps, especially to Cleveland fans, because some people were calling him another Jose Ramirez.
There you go.
Oh, I'd take that all day.
Yeah, I would think so. Well, we know somebody's going to fall and end up being really good, and they're going to go, we screwed up. Like we talked before about Dylan Dingler. If they could redo the draft now, Dylan Dingler would go in top 15, I think.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, so the second round tomorrow starts at 1 o'clock on MLB.com. You can find streaming, so for anybody out there.
Tim Corbin is a great coach. Vanderbilt's a wonderful program, but he's a strange-looking dude. And it's not like I'm not like I don't know who's a handsome person. I'm not that guy, but still, I'm no Stamos over here, or what's his name from One Direction.
You asked me if I know something from One Direction. I don't.
Harry Styles, right?
Yeah, the one that's called Olivia Munn or Olivia Wilde. Olivia Munn.
Yeah. Olivia, probably all the Olivias at some point. He's Harry Styles.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tim Corbin, I don't know. Anyway, he's a good coach.
Let's get back to the.
You want less nonsense and more draft talk? Is that what you're saying?
Well, the Nationals pick seems like it's been in now.
That's because they got an interview with their coworker and his son.
Yeah, right.
They're going to hold us back for like if this were the NFL draft, we'd be getting tweets for like the next 4 picks already.
Scott Bentley, is there more outrage with the Tigers pick or the Red Wings pick? Since you cover both.
The Tigers or who?
Or the Red Wings.
Oh, I mean, the Red Wings. I feel like this is for both of those sports. Like there's no like it's not top heavy, but it's deep, right? Like there's not like a consensus 1, 2, 3 in either of them, obviously. Yeah, so I then Wings are down at 6. So I feel like there's a little more leeway. Also, I feel like just Yzerman has like a pass that Avila just doesn't have, which I think is a really big factor in that as well. So I doubt, even if the Red Wings take someone at 6th overall who is projected to be like a 2nd-round pick, for real, they could do that, and the Red Wings fans would be like, all right, well, it's Yzerman, so like we'll give it a shot. Avila does not have that luxury. So, yeah.
Oh, there's little Jack Leiter on the set. That's funny. I don't know if you guys saw Cody Stavenhagen tweeted out. He said the Tigers expect to sign Jobe for an underslot deal. And also from another scout quote, if there's anyone in this class who could be JB, it's him. I think we're all getting a little overheated here. But.
Okay, well, that's certainly a comment that people can make.
Okay, can I just tweeted this at somebody, but can I just say this? Can we let the plan play out before we just, announce this as the worst draft to ever happen in Detroit in the history of the world? Like,
for sure.
Jackson Jobe's a good baseball player. You get him under slot. This is a deep draft. Like, let's let the plan play out a little bit before we anoint this the worst draft ever.
No, correct. I'm not going to lie my way to say it's the worst draft ever because they know what they're doing.
Not just a good player. He's one of the best players in the draft. Like, there's no debate about that. He's one of the 5, 6 players.
I'm not going to approach, but what I'm looking at right now on Tigers Twitter is a trail of tears right now. People are outraged, and Chris mentioned earlier, there's just people are.
It's not a name. It's not a sexy name. It's not a name, and they're the risk of the high school pitcher. That's where my concern is, and that's it, Trevor. I mean, there's a history for it, but I'm not going to write it off.
No, and I get the risk, but also like I just said this to some of the guys all right with the Bless You Boys. Like this is going to be an uphill battle for those of us who choose to take it. Of Jackson Jobe actually good at baseball, surprisingly. And I don't know. It just is odd that, everybody's like fire Avila immediately. Like, let's give him 32 and 39. Like, there's a reason they went under slot. They didn't just do it because they're bored.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know who made the comment earlier about only liking players you've heard of, but that is a significant issue in Cleveland. I can tell you, like fans immediately, whether the guy is good or bad, if it's a player they've heard of, they don't care. He's immediately good. And if it's not a player they've heard of, he's immediately bad. That definitely rings true.
I suspect that's an issue everywhere, in every sport, except maybe as Scott was saying, once the GM has some, has some lean, or people will give us lenience there. Like, oh, all right, like the Dodgers. I feel like the Dodgers could take anybody, and Dodgers fans are like, all right, I guess he'll be an all-star.
It's just so annoying. I think that's so annoying. All right, get ready for Willie to be upset because I think Harry Ford is off the board at 12.
There you go.
Yeah, one of my favorite athletes in the draft, really, because I didn't want to see him stick at catcher. I want to see him out in center field because I think he can handle it with that speed and that arm. Definitely utilize him every single day and take advantage of that bat instead of plugging him back there and wearing him down behind the plate.
Let's see. Who do we still have?
So House to the okay. Seattle taking Ford. What if Mclean falls to 32? What if that's the big move here?
That would be.
We're forgetting. I mean, look, the Tigers know more than we do about all this stuff. All of us is speculation. I mean, what if they're hearing that that's a real possibility and they go, well, you get Mclean, you get Jobe.
Yeah, I mean, it's just hard for me to picture someone not taking a shot on a quality high school or quality college bat in the top 30.
I agree, but also, I mean, 12 to Seattle. That's where I envision Mclean going, and none of this draft has gone as I thought it might. So,
well, I'll say this: if he doesn't go to the next 3 picks, I think it's possible. All 3 of these teams seem like, we'll just see the bat who falls to us. Like the Brewers did that all last year, basically.
Oh, so mine's Sanders, Khalil Watson's still out there too.
No, Watson's still out there. I'm still working on my getting to the Reds theory. Or maybe the Marlins. I don't know.
I guess it was Marlins.
I wonder how Brady House compares to, say, I'm blanking on his name. Their shortstop who was a big prospect and then just kind of flamed out. Carter Keyboom.
Completely different, I would think.
Well,
I think that's a completely different profile, though.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of high school infielders. It seemed like Keyboom grew out of shortstop, and I don't think he ever had that crazy power projection. He was more of a hitter, I guess they thought, but I guess that didn't happen either.
Oh my God! Philadelphia taking Andrew Painter.
Really?
Oh, Abel and Painter back to back, huh?
That's interesting. I've kind of moved out on Painter, but that's interesting to put those two together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw some contrast him going to the Dodgers later.
Now, do we think Dombrowski had anything to do with that, or is it all Sam Fold?
Probably Sam Fold.
Sam Fold, baby. He was a superhero for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really, we got some. Here. I really like Matt Mclean. So we got a comment from Brad. And then Joey here with a question for the group. What are you guys' thoughts on the MLB to allow draft next week? Are they going to allow it next week?
I would love that, honestly. I think that would be a lot of fun.
So it's being taught. It's widely believed that it'll be talked about in the CBA.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Okay.
What? I'm sorry, I missed the question about trading.
So we had a question about what if we could draft picks.
Oh, yeah, I think like those. I think in the next game we'll think that there will be hard slotting for all the draft picks, so no more draft pools. And once you do that, then you can start trading them. They'll have specific values, and you can trade them. I don't know how deep they'll go. The first 5 rounds, the first 10 rounds, probably something like that. Maybe all of them, but
I agree that I actually don't think you can trade draft picks with how the slot money is currently set up. I don't think it makes it would be the Wild West. It would be an absolute disaster. I think the ability to sign people for way under slot and have the slot system is your way of not actually trading draft picks, but kind of having the same thing where people fall and stuff like that. So I don't think you could have both. And yeah, I think you would have to have kind of a harder slot like that to be able to trade.
I mean, what if Watson falls? This is still blowing my mind. I want Alavila to call me right now and tell me what the plan is.
So Seattle just picked up Harry Ford.
Right.
Yeah, and Philadelphia is taking Andrew Painter.
Right. So I mean, McLean, Watson. I mean, how does Watson drop that far though?
That's why I keep saying it's got to be Cincinnati, man. They got to be giving him top 10 money because they can. If he gets past Cincinnati, who knows? I mean, who's picking 31? Is that it's the Pirates again?
Reds.
Or no.
No. Well,
Reds pick 30.
Yeah.
The Marlins pick 31.
Maybe. Yeah.
So the Marlins and the Reds would be my 2 biggest targets here for Watson. If he gets past them, then that would be wild.
He definitely fits Cleveland's draft profile, but I don't think they have to sign him.
You can find that money. Trade. Who are they? Those rumors of them trading all sorts of people now. Karinchak and all that stuff.
John
Heyman.
I think Karinchak makes sense, but it's John Heyman. I think everything John Heyman tweets is. I'm actually blocked by John Heyman, so I don't even know if this tweet exists.
That's a club, brother. Let's go. Hell yeah. I didn't know I was in the presence of a brother. Yes. It's an exclusive club.
2016 established.
Oh, you got me beat. I was 2019 home run derby. I remember exactly the night.
Wow.
Yeah.
What did you tweet at him?
He kept talking about the Vladdy's pitcher being bad and the Alonso thing, and Yeah, he basically he was just becoming. It was just really annoying, and he was a huge apologist for like the bad pitcher and something like that. And I literally just replied to one of his tweets and said, I said something along the lines of that was 100% his choice. Like this is like he knew what he signed up for. He chose the pitcher. Like this is not a story at all, and you're trying to make it a big deal. And then like within 5 minutes, I ratioed his tweet and I got blocked. So I was like, all right, that's one way to handle that.
He doesn't respond. He just blocks.
Correct. Yeah. No, not a big respond guy.
So I am not blocked by Heyman. As far as I've only found a couple people I'm blocked by. One of them is Kristen Stewart. Which I never found out what I did, but I assume I said he can't play defense.
Bold. There you go.
But like, I'm not like a flaming a-hole on Twitter usually, so I don't know. I mean, it must have just been like, yeah, he didn't want any haters on there.
You're the comment about you throw from left field.
Oh yeah. When I said, "Oh, that's a 3-0."
Criticism.
Yeah.
So who's on the clock right now? The Brewers?
Phillies.
Well, yeah. No, the Giants. The pick is in for the pick doesn't say it's in, but we know the pick is.
Yeah.
Is
Oh,
there.
right.
For the Phillies is Painter, yeah.
Yeah.
So the Giants are up next.
Maybe Mclean to the Giants.
Sal Frelick. Don't you talk about McLean going anywhere but Detroit from now on.
So Painter.
I'm sorry. I'll go ahead and mute my mic.
There you go.
Painter is one of the better names possible for a pitcher, I think. But he's also a really interesting prospect. He's big and tall like Mcable was. I think he's 6'6".
Yeah, 6'6".
He's 6'8". Is he not 6'7", 6'8"?
Oh, Brad Ferrari. If there were trades, which current Tiger prospects / picks would you give up? Number 13.
Yeah,
I mean, I think the rule is to give up nothing good, right? So
yeah, give up bad things, acquire good things. That's the strategy generally.
That's how it goes.
So what are they positioned currently 13th? Is that where the 13th coming from for next year?
Yeah. Or no, Philly, like, right now Philly's at 15th. So you trade the
so like who's on the board right now that you would trade?
Oh, I see. To trade up to get somebody like that. Yeah. Oh, geez. It's hard because baseball picks aren't worth nearly as much as, say, like an NBA first round pick. So you can't really use other leagues to try and come up with comparables.
So do you trade him Cade Cunningham to get Khalil Watson? That's what I'm.
Yeah. We trade Jackson Jobe, pick up 13, and then maybe like another second rounder. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a tough question because it's like in my head, I'm like, I'm not giving up Dingler, I'm not giving up Green, I'm not giving up Torque.
So what, you're starting at Joey Wentz?
No. Yeah, Joey Wentz, maybe, but in my head, I'm like, give them Daniel Cabrera or Parker Meadows, but nobody would want that for the 13th.
I don't think they'd take that. Yeah, at that
point. The thing, it's tough to figure out what the value is.
The Mariners press release for the Harry Ford pick lists him as a catcher / outfielder.
Yeah,
and the headline says outfielder. Yeah.
ESPN's notification for us had called Jobe a shortstop. So
yeah, it did.
Sure,
that's
two-way
that sounds about
player.
ESPN.
That's the huge twist here. They saw him as a
two-way player. Two-way player from Nebraska falls to us at 32. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for personally.
That's what the Tigers saw. We didn't. They had him swing a bat. They are seeing an all-star shortstop.
That is why, everybody. That is why.
Throwing 3,000-mile-an-hour RPM sliders to the first baseman.
Yep.
Exactly. Raj did a report on Schwellenbach from Nebraska. He's from Saginaw. Yeah, and he's a really interesting one. It's like not a lot of miles in his arm for a college kid.
Oh, I want him at 32 so bad.
I do, and I do because he just started pitching this year, like only within a year. But I guess because the way his bat is too, he's got pretty developed bat too.
So Corey also asked, would the Tigers have enough money to pay Jobe and Watson? That would all depend on what kind of haircut they're getting from Jobe.
I say yes, and here's why. You have 20 rounds to play with now. So if you want to go top-heavy, top-2 talent right there, you can probably get the money for both of them. You can pay Watson what he wants. And then at 39, you still get maybe a decent – I mean, probably not a guy you'd want, maybe like let's say Christian Franklin, just for argument purposes here. And and take a haircut there, and then the next few picks. I mean, it's possible. It is possible.
Well, and the unique thing about this draft, it's because of last year's draft. There were only 5 rounds. There are a lot more guys this year who are like legit 5 to 10 round talents.
And that's what I mean. Is now you have 20 rounds to take more haircuts on.
Yeah, and they're much older, so they're much. You could give them, low ball offers. Not be a dick about it, but like even solid prospects like Matt Nelson or something like that. He's almost like 23 already, or Tommy Mace or something like that. They're older. You can get savings all throughout the top 10 rounds and still get pretty good talent. So they could make it work. I think. I don't know what Watson would get, like $4.5 million, $4 million, something like that.
At least $7.
Yeah, I think they could make
at lowest.
Sure. I mean, minimum, yeah.
Minimum, yeah, starting point.
But let's see. Do we have any updates here?
Do we know what this Giants pick is?
No, I keep checking.
I haven't heard
feel
anything.
like it's got to be Sal Frelick, but also, what do I know?
You know what? That's Sebastian. It was a really good question here in our Slack chat.
No.
Spitballing here. Is it feasible that the Tigers assume that Meyer and Leiter, for that matter, would be available? Thus, they focus more of their time, energy, resources into looking close on a Jobe than anyone else. If so, they may have felt that sticking to their guns, let alone forced to admit eternally, but suddenly pivoting to Meyer, that they wasted time, energy, resources by looking at someone else. Stubbornness can be a pretty powerful thing sometimes.
So the question is,
do you think they took Joe because they spent so much time watching him? They didn't think Meyer and Leiter would be available?
No.
That would be.
That sounds wildly unprofessional. Yeah.
Yeah. That would. If they didn't do a year of research on the top 10 guys in this draft, then they should be fired. So I'd be highly shocked.
According to Kevin Goldstein, thinks the Khalil Watson free fall ends at 14, but not totally sure. So we have a 95% Watson, but that's it.
Interesting.
About
Stop, did you get a comment?
but he's down there working calls to 32. Well, yeah, maybe he wants to fall in 32. The Braves don't care.
Yeah.
That's always.
Mark, I mean, that'd be if you turn down the workout, then there you go. Who said they wanted him? Scott? Is that you?
What I do?
Who wants Schwellenbach at 32?
Oh yeah, big time, big time.
The Braves.
They're comparing.
Oh yeah, that is the big one. Yes. They so most mocks. I think Prospects Live had a thing about it too. That yeah, got to plug Trevor. That they said the Braves were super interested in, but yeah, the workout thing's super interesting. So I've been banking on him or Fabian. So I know Fabian's super controversial because of all the swing and misses, but I love both of them. I'd be really happy with either.
So
it's looking like Watson to the Giants. Everything I can see right now.
Yep. What's interesting then is we had heard, some of the names you guys brought up, like, I don't know, half an hour, 45 minutes ago, Will Taylor, Bubba Chandler, Lonnie White Jr. Those guys are all still available. I heard early on that maybe the Braves were going to do a deal with Will Taylor, that he was something like he had tried to convince teams that he was going to go to Clemson. Like he was there taking part in spring practice or whatever, to try to get teams to stay away from him so the Braves could get him. But that was something I heard like a month ago. So who knows?
Yeah, I was just talking to somebody like, the MLB teams, when they, or not the college teams rather, when they're recruiting, they this is a chance you lose some of your recruiting class. But with these two-way guys, Clemson football is might be losing a couple guys here. They didn't even plan on it.
Yeah.
For real.
I think they'll be okay. I think Kellen made the same comment in our Slack chat a while back. I think he said, I think they'll be okay. Yeah.
Never forget Kyler, 7th overall, though.
Yeah.
Never
was he 7th or was it 9th?
Top 10. Yeah.
I thought he was 5th, to be honest.
Regardless. Yeah, somewhere from 5 to 10 is where he went.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So if Watson's in the Giants, then yeah. So we've got.
So looks like Watson for sure.
Yeah, that's what I said.
How bad is this college back class, man? Where You got Mclean and Frelick is Adrian Del Castillo was a potential top 10 pick at the beginning of the year. He might not go in the first round.
Yeah, maybe we don't want McLean to Detroit.
He's a great statue, man. He's crazy.
I mean, I don't know if House is his name or his nickname because he's built like one.
Yeah. However you say that, Tim.
Yeah.
No, but we guys think the Brewers should pick them.
Uh-oh.
Will Bednar.
Oh,
they're going college arm, 100%.
Goldstein.
The Giants are taking Will Bednar.
There you go.
Oh, they are.
Wow.
So there goes Milwaukee.
Watson to 32.
Oh,
the dream's alive, everyone.
The hashtag.
Whoa.
Right.
All right, so the Brewers are not taking Will Bednar. In fact, I just had a source tell me it was the Giants before I said that, is what I'm going with.
Yeah.
So who do the Brewers take, though? What college arm could they? Oh, Hoagland.
Hoagland or
Ty Madden, maybe? Take one of those guys?
Ty's got to go relatively soon, you'd imagine.
Gavin Williams.
Ooh, they could go Gavin Williams.
Yeah, maybe.
By the way, the opinion of the night came from Dave Loria from Fangraphs, who said people questioning draft selections need to ask themselves, why do I know more than the GM and the scouting directors are making those decisions? Is your opinion legit?
Well, that was the whole thing about Jobe that kind of perplexed me. It's like, how many times have these Twitter people seen Jackson Jobe?
Right.
Big goose egg, guaranteed.
Also, actually, with the Brewers, random thought, I think they're taking Watson.
Okay.
I know we're thinking college arm, but also think about last year. They just waited on Garrett Mitchell to fall right into their laps. History says that if somebody like this falls, they might take him.
Makes a lot of sense. But the reason why I bring that up is, and it was something that Trevor, you and I talked about this before, how it's you don't know, and again, what are the public gestures of public opinion kind of thing. And so they have had live looks and what have you. But I think it's one of those things where prospects are becoming more and more of a thing now, more streamlined. And I think people think that they can chime in on it more. I mean, what do you guys think? It's because, I know, Justin, you go to a lot of games, and I know all of you guys go to a lot of games. And it's just the people on Twitter, I know you have to ignore people on Twitter 95% of the time, right?
I recommend ignoring my Twitter 100% of the time.
There are people that are mad on Twitter. What is this?
That's new.
Yeah,
it's a new concept.
Pandemic brought that one on.
I personally have never done that, so.
Yeah. I'm shocked. Truly shocked. Interesting note from Keith
This
Law
is a foreign
here. Andrew
concept.
Painter to the Phillies. So 2 high school pitchers. Well, he corrected himself. 3 high school pitchers in the top 13 after 0 high school pitchers in the top 13 in 2020 and 2019 combined.
Wow.
Is Jackson Jobe the highest right-handed prep pitcher to go ever? Has somebody gone 1-2?
No. Hunter Green went second.
David Clyde, Texas.
Did he go? There's never been a high school right-hander go 1-1. Jamison Tyon went second. Josh Beckett, I want to say, went second.
Yeah.
I think that might be it.
Jobe is the first with this kind of alliteration to go that high.
No, David Clyde was a lefty. He was the highest high school lefty.
So David Clyde and Brian Taylor was a high school lefty. He went first overall once for the Yankees, and then got in a fight and blew out a shoulder. That's a real bummer. And I think he's in prison now, or was in prison.
I think he's left
Yeah. But it's definitely rare for a high school right-hander to go. Oh, Ian Anderson went 3 in 2016, I think, actually. Right? Ian Anderson of the Braves.
Oh
Yeah, Ian Anderson,
high,
9 straight strikeouts today. Ian Anderson, yeah.
He did too?
That guy?
I saw Pablo Lopez started the game with 9 straight strikeouts.
Oh, that was
right?
him. Sorry. Yes.
I was going to say, did you just confirm that Jackson Jobe will have a game where he has 9 straight strikeouts?
I mean, that
Confirmed.
That's Tyler Alexander material. The Brewers, they haven't seen on the Brewers I would trust Robert from Fan to get that first, but let's see.
Oh, Robert Murray.
Yeah. Robert Murray. Let's see.
Definitely elevated himself in the console series.
What are they throwing?
I mean, look, with the way this draft is going, we might not have ever heard of the guy they're about to take.
For real.
This is David Stearns and the Brewers.
Yeah, David Stearns has been able to put on lucky streak lately.
I mean,
for Willie Adames.
That's hard to call that luck, man. When he doesn't.
No, I mean, like,
yeah,
he's available.
Yeah. So I'm looking. All right. First, second overall picks. Having some fun with this draft now.
All right, so we're gonna wrap it up.
Guys' phones to ring to be the Brewers pick.
We don't want to stay here for Cleveland, at least to let the Cleveland guys get their pick.
Yeah, we'll stick to Cleveland. What was Cleveland going up to?
23 at like 9:26, I think.
All right, we'll put 9:30.
If we're going to stay that long, we might as well just.
Yeah,
I just might as well stay on it. There's still like 40 people watching. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's true.
Thank you to everybody who's watching.
Let me know.
Yeah. Oh, Tyler Kolek went second overall. That was a
Thanks
disaster.
for everybody to watch it, by the way. We really appreciate it. We appreciate the patience, the technical difficulties too as well.
Let's see. Josh Beckett went second overall.
I also kind of hurt myself doing the double spot.
Oh, I still haven't seen the video. Did Jake post it?
Yeah, I posted. No, yeah, I posted.
All right. I've been. Oh no.
Yeah, Roger, you should have went for a swim based on how this draft is going, just like
Yeah,
stayed in the water.
right now.
So, Bill Gallickson went second overall.
Really?
Out of high school.
By Montreal, right?
Yes, Montreal Expos, 1977. Look at Raj.
So Mason McRae threw out a tidbit on Khalil Watson. I don't know if anybody else has seen it or not, but he mentioned he could drop in the draft because of some makeup concerns. So I'm curious if that has something to do with what we're seeing with Watson.
I remember seeing something about that. I don't remember where it was. It was on Fangraphs or maybe on Pipeline. It wasn't like the makeup was like him getting upset on the field, like losing his cool and his temper, not like like a trouble person. But
Everybody versus Detroit. It's cool.
Yeah.
Damn right.
Let's see. I've got Chargers, so I'm still looking at this these draft picks. But let's see. Let's look at the history of right-handed pitchers.
Somebody asked Brian Sikowski if Jobe can hit like Ohtani. He said Jobe is not a two-way player at the professional level, but he actually was a pretty talented batter infielder who could have A, played in college, B, might have been a top 5 rounds player as such.
Yeah.
All this is hypothetical. So maybe the Tigers did see their shortstop. Who knows?
Shortstop / pitcher would be unbelievable. Shortstop 5 days of the week, starting pitcher on Sunday, baby. Let's ride.
Yeah.
Invest in some ice.
Yeah, a lot of it. A lot of it.
Yes, his number one tool at shortstop was unsurprisingly his arm.
No.
Can't believe it.
Yes.
He had to throw change.
Maybe they should try him at pitcher then. If they took a shortstop, why not?
Let's see. I'm looking. Yeah, Ian Anderson, Trevor Bauer.
Yeah.
Chris Grueller.
Greinke went like 6, right? 5. Greinke didn't go that high.
No, Greinke went 6th. I think Kershaw went 7th.
I think he went 9.
9.
I thought he might have gone 7, something like that.
I think 9 sounds right too. But
where did Jacob Turner go?
He went 9th. Turner went 9th.
And then we took Andrew Miller in Kershaw.
Yeah, I think Miller was 6th that year, maybe 7th.
Right.
I don't know.
So which means Kershaw was after Miller. I know. So
yeah.
Matt Bush was Matt Bush 1-2? I thought he was 1. No, he was not 1-1.
He was 1-1, but he went as a shortstop.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
And he was a legitimate shortstop in that he just never hit and got in all that trouble and came back as a pitcher.
Yeah, I think he had the DUI, right?
Yeah, he ran over somebody's head. Like
Brewers taking Frelick, according to Long and Hagen.
No.
What?
There you go. Well, they're kind of they're doing the Royals thing. Like last year, they took all the college bats that fell. Who they get? They got Mitchell and Zamora and Warren.
Yep. Hayden Cantrell.
There you go.
Wayne Dotson and Ricky Barlow were two Tiger high schoolers that they picked really high and fanned out. The only time that Ricky Barlow ever pitched publicly pitched in 1984 against the Braves in the Hall of Fame exhibition game.
Oh,
he walked like 7 or 8 guys.
So one thing
I called their
I tend to look at the first 15, 20 years of the draft as just nonsense.
Brian Bolton.
Who's what?
Brian Bolton, remember? He went to the Packers.
Oh, Bullington.
Yeah. Good call there.
Well, he was.
Good job, Joey.
Bullington was a college pitcher, right? Ball State.
Yeah, that's right.
Ooh.
We wasn't right. Yeah, you're right.
But still, the top 3 pitcher, yeah. Yeah, I know. It's getting more and more interesting who the Tigers.
It's all rolling in my head right now, and I'm pretty sure somehow that the Tigers are going to end up with like Leiter at 32. I don't know how it's going to work out, but
they're gonna.
Ryan Sheedy was a comment like this. We need a picture of Watson come out.
Oh, not Tunzel, man. not like that. Not like that. Oh man.
That was good stuff right there.
Well, but he's already got on the board, right? Watson, those comments already made, but
we pick up Watson at 32 and just get him a CVS and buy him some makeup.
Oh, that's a great comment. That's a great comment.
So who's still
I have another thought about Jobe here. Do we know if he's friends with any potential future NFL quarterbacks?
Just to have the Kershaw.
Right. Kershaw and Stafford were friends. I don't know if you knew that.
Whoa.
I didn't know that.
For real?
Yeah.
Bro, he's a Ram now. That's crazy.
Let me check to see if there's any solid football players from his school. I know this is just for fun, but now I'm curious.
That was Oklahoma.
That's the Oklahoma quarterback.
The Rattler.
Yeah. Glorious hair.
Let's see. All right.
Is he friends with him?
I mean, his dad's a professional golfer, so he's friends with probably a bunch of golf kids. Let's see.
So who's Cleveland got for that? Let's talk some Cleveland Indians here. Willie
Chase Petty.
Who's one of those?
I think Gunnar Hoagland might get there. I'm thinking the way this is going, Gunnar Hoagland might get down there.
Wasn't it Kylie who said that Schrellenbach kind of fits both their high school or their hitter and pitcher profile?
Yeah. He kind of said that he had Indians
Because he makes tons of contact in the zone.
Really, didn't the Indians take Schrellenbach previously?
Yeah,
Maybe
like round 38 or something like that.
Yeah. They do like redraft guys that they've taken before. So I don't know. At 23, that seems odd.
I don't think he has the track record that they like, and he hasn't hit in college like they would typically draft.
Chase Petty.
Who was that? It was was it Stovall or Wes Kath or somebody like that? One of those high school hitters that's got a good hit tool.
I mean, all I know is I just want to see after the draft. I want to see Espino start a game and then just be relieved by Chase Petty. That's all I want in life. I think. I didn't know it till right now, but I want to see it.
That is a real big middle finger to low A teams. If they do that, like
I forgot about Ty Madden.
Yeah, he's still there too. He'd be interesting with Cleveland. They like those over the top arms.
And Jordan Wicks seems
Joey
like he's headed to the Cardinals.
Jordan Cantillo is completely been MIA. Has been
that's been so sad
for me all year. Yeah,
that's been so sad. I love Cantillo.
I was ready for Cleveland to make him explode this year and be up. They could have used him this year too. They need every arm they could get at this point.
Well, the Padres started it, but he seems like everything Cleveland loves.
Yeah.
Well, so for Frelick to Milwaukee, the Brewers fans are sad about that I can see. I like Frelick.
Who they want? Who do they want?
Probably Watson or one of the pitchers, I'm guessing.
Maybe Mclean.
Maybe Mclean. But also their system, I mean, Frelick is already like their second best prospect, maybe third, depending on how you feel about Bryce Terang.
I go 2.
Yeah, there was somebody I
probably
saw
would go 2, but
there's some really young, like international kids.
And he should move relatively quickly and be a table setter for them in a couple of years.
I mean, their outfield's pretty bad right now, right? Besides, they have Christian Yelich, and then, well, I don't know. Avisar Garcia's
Lorenzo.
Sorry, that's probably a sore spot for you guys as well. I don't know. Avisar Garcia's not a big loss for Tigers fans, right?
I mean,
I guess that depends on who you ask.
Yeah, like I mean, the trade, like we needed a shortstop, so like,
yeah. I never had any problem with that trade. I mostly had a problem with all the rumors surrounding that trade.
Yes, that is where all the drama comes from. Yes.
I never wanted to believe it, but here's some fun.
All right.
So Jackson Jobe does have a high school teammate who's going to play college football. His name is Melvin Swindle. And he's a defensive lineman committed to Eastern Michigan University.
Beautiful.
So Jackson Jobe and Melvin Swindle can hang out in Southeast Michigan.
There you go.
Jackson Jobe just bypass Lakeland.
Yeah, he's gonna have to fly through the farm before his boy graduates, if that's gonna happen. But
he's good.
Watson to Miami.
Think about it this way. Lakeland, all they have right now is 20 round
guys,
okay? 30 round guys. Tetsuka.
Jackson Jobe is the best pitcher in the Tigers farm system right now.
Bro,
I guess Manning is technically in Toledo now, but who else? I mean, Joey Wentz.
He's gonna be the highest.
Because you son of a bitch, you did.
What? I forgot you had the drop, Jared.
Yeah.
You did it, you crazy son of a bitch.
Yeah.
That's to me. Say that to anybody. Say it to somebody.
All right,
so it's looking like Watson's going to get taken now,
Yeah,
but
that's
also it looked like he was going to get taken by the Giants. So, you know.
Oh yeah, you know how I forgot. I thought he was taken, and then he wasn't. I forgot.
What money is it going to take to get him at this point? Where he's at?
Well,
probably a lot.
Well, I think we figured out that the Marlins have the 30th pick too, right?
Yeah, they've got another like
31. Reds are 30.
Yeah, so they'll have enough to do it.
They like Will Taylor. That's somebody that's been mentioned to them too.
Swindle. I'm looking to see if there are any other.
I'm interested to see what's happening to St.
I was saying that Jordan Wick. We'll see if it actually happens.
Will Taylor also.
But this is a good point, though. Who has the money to get Watson if not Detroit? I know we were going to talk about Cleveland for about 6 seconds there, but
the Marlins. And the
I'm just trying to think through, like, who has the money to get Watson at this point?
Clearly, Miami.
Maybe the Reds putting him down.
Yeah.
Are they officially taking him?
Yeah, Miami took him.
Yeah, they just took him officially. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Never mind then.
Michael Meyer has a good point here. He says Miami can't steal someone at 31 before the Tigers pick. He's right. They probably can't go over slot again for somebody who like a.
That's true.
Oh, that's I mean, yeah.
So now it's up to the Reds. The Reds are the other team that has a bunch of money ahead of the Tigers. 2 picks ahead of the Tigers.
Miami's only got a little under 10 million. This is, I mean, a lot of teams above them still. So that's interesting.
So who do we think Cleveland's going to take, guys?
Chase Petty.
Chase Petty.
Pace Chetty.
Okay, but like Daniel Espino's arm action looks so much better. I wasn't in. I'm all the way in now.
No, I mean that's a good comp there. It's a guy who's well known, throws the hell out of the ball, and you just worry because he throws the hell out of the ball. But Yeah, if there's a team that can take him and harness that and keep him from blowing out, it's Cleveland.
Maybe they change the arm circle like they have with Zach Plesac and Aaron Savali and Shane Bieber, something that they've been doing a lot with. And I could see that as a possibility with Petty. Don't worry so much about velocity, but him actually being athletic and having potentially 3+ or better pitches too, if you project him out a few years.
He's a hell of a lot of fun to watch. I'll say that. Like, I love watching him in all the showcase circuit games. Like, oh, here he comes.
Aesthetically, the most pleasing pitcher in this draft, potentially.
Yeah. Timmy Rollins. Mm-hmm. Okay.
I don't know. I still think if Gunnar Hoagland gets there, I like Gunnar Hoagland at 23.
Yep.
Who's on the clock now? The Cardinals?
The Reds.
The Reds.
Technically, the Reds.
Could this be Will Taylor?
I'm going Will Taylor or Bubba Chandler.
Makes sense.
Well, either one of those guys. And I won't lose as an Ohio State fan, I will not lose any sleep if they don't get to Clemson.
Yeah. Well, and I think Bubba Chandler's the pitcher, right? And so I tend to think of the Reds as taking pitchers just because Kyle Boddy is there, but
that's why you take a guy later, because you have Kyle Boddy. You get your hitter early.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's my argument for the whole draft now is don't take pitchers up top because you can get, you can develop pitchers. Like teams do it all the time now.
Yeah, don't take him at 3. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Especially if they're in high school.
Man.
Matt Thompson has Cleo Watson over JJ Bleday in the Marlins farm system now.
Wow.
I mean, Bleday's looked up and down. Well, not up and down, but he's looked blah so far this year.
Yeah,
no Jake Eater. I mean, I don't know how Jake Eater's not number 1. Let me ask.
No, Robert Murray has the pick for the Reds. It is Matt Mclean from UCLA.
Oh wow.
Better not be.
There goes our dreams.
Are you guys confident?
He's going to come up and play shortstop immediately.
You know what? I think what this means is that they're watching this stream. All the GMs are watching us right now. They hear what we want, and they're like, you know what?
These guys are the most smartest public opinion people out there.
Yeah.
I was asking a question about the Tigers developing pitching because it seems like in the last couple of years we've seen these late round guys like the Bill Brewski's, for example, Brennan White. There seems like there's a good system in place.
Maybe. I don't know. We haven't seen any fruits of that. I mean, School is the one you can point to, but we haven't seen any of these other late round guys really do anything at the major league level. But like you said, Brendan White is striking dudes out at high A, and Brisky is doing that too, but we need to see it at higher levels. I have to believe that they're going to start turning this chicken crab to chicken salad.
Yeah.
Or chicken fingers, which probably is full of chicken crab.
But that's not delicious. That sounds so wow. Watson's got
Oh, Terrence says there's audio on you, but you knew that, right?
Yeah, I knew that.
Okay.
The people can hear me faintly.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So hi, Madden.
I put a question in our private chat, especially for Scott Bailey. Or Scott Bentley, sorry.
Yes.
You see that?
Am I clicking the tweet?
No. Yeah. Click the tweet and click what he said today.
Okay.
Follow along, Scott, because you'll get kicked out of it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sure. Yeah.
Trevor, same thing.
Is it the Bundy comp?
Yep, sure is.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine.
What's that? No, I didn't see it.
Oh, go in the private chat.
Sure.
I'm not gonna say who.
I don't even know how to go to the private chat.
It's right there. Underneath brand.
That's really funny.
Underneath what?
Go to the private chat. Is there a private chat feature?
I don't see it. I'm probably.
I mean, Bundy is bold, but there was the Stavenhagen tweet that said the Tigers felt that Beckett was more polished than Josh Beckett.
What'd you say? Stavenhagen felt that.
He said that the Tigers felt that Jobe is more polished than Josh Beckett was when he was drafted.
I mean, okay, that's fine.
That's an insane statement.
That is very.
I mean, I just say put Jobe in the majors and see how he does.
Yeah. What?
Start the clock, it's fine.
Throw him in. He can't be much worse than our current bullpen after, the top 3 guys. Just tell him to only throw his slider and let's see what happens.
That's such a good point. So what was I looking at in the private chat? All right, was it this tweet that you sent?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I'm like 30 minutes behind.
So do we think the Tigers just got Orioles?
Are we just going to ignore that the Orioles pitching development back then was absolutely like abusive and terrible? I mean, they also totally screwed up Kevin Gausman.
Arrieta.
Harvey.
Yeah, they've ruined a lot of guys. I mean, you're just going to ignore that?
Growing up, I remember the Orioles used to develop pitching all the time. 70s, the 80s.
Yep.
I mean, Dennis Martinez came out of there too. And then it's been McDonald in the early 90s. It's all been Mike Messina, of course.
Yeah, no, I mean they from like 10 to, I mean, borderline now. that pitching development has been horrible, and they've had like highly regarded prospects and just nothing to show for it.
Yeah,
Bundy obviously being one of those people too.
Tom Browning. You guys remember the injury he had on the mound?
Oh God, no.
Against the Padres when he was pitching the Reds? He broke his arm live on TV.
Oh, I remember David.
All right, let's see the Reds.
There's
a red.
So Cleveland
Reds
Indians.
on McLean,
There it is.
Yeah, officially McLean.
So
St. Louis.
Well, I just want to get back, like the Tigers saying they think that Beckett is or Jobe is the most polished, or more polished than Beckett. I don't think it's a shock to think that they like their pick.
Yeah, right.
Look, Jobe is more polished than DeGrom. Okay.
Yeah.
You can like it without going like crazy. That's like dropping your pants over it.
So what's interesting to me is like I get the Dylan Bundy comp because he's from Oklahoma, but Bundy was always a little bit more like squat and sturdy. Look, Jobe seems a little bit more loose and languid to me. That's why I was making he's not quite as tall as Zach Wheeler, but I get the Wheeler feel from him.
I have some statements if you want me to read them from Avila and Scott Please.
Yeah, go for it.
So we have Al Avila said, we've been fortunate to scout and draft some great high school pitchers over the years, and Jackson ranks up there with some of the best we've seen. He pitches beyond his years, and we project him to be an impactful arm in our player development system and eventually the major leagues. Though young pitching is one of our organizational strengths, we feel the addition of Jackson as an important one as we continue building depth that will breed sustainable success in the long term. And from amateur scouting director Scott Place, Jackson is one of the most talented high schoolers we've scouted in years. The stuff matches the power in his arsenal, and he does a great job allowing his athleticism to show on the mound.
You did. You crazy son of a bitch, you did.
Between our analytics, scouting, and player development staffs, we all
I missed that last.
It said, after months of input and discussion between our analytics, scouting, and player development staffs, we all agreed that Jackson would be an excellent addition to our organization.
All right.
So where do you drop? Do you just put Jobe at the complex for the rest of the year and call it good, or do you test this and put him in Lakeland?
I think we were talking about that earlier. I think what you'll see him get probably 10 3-inning starts in the complex league, something like that. I don't know how many games they have left, but I wouldn't expect him to come up to Lakeland maybe at the end of the year.
I get you let him become friends with Campos and then you call him up at the same time. Right.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Team chemistry. I get it. Yeah.
Chemistry, guys.
Why are they showing Jose Urena? Oh, they're comparing Mclean to Madrigal?
I was like, man, if you're getting compared to Urena on draft night, I don't know how you're a first rounder.
Nowhere to go but up.
Yeah, right. That's a tough draft night comp for a kid.
I'm sorry. You compared me to a failed sinker pitcher.
Yeah, a ball in play.
That might be the Ty Madden floor.
I was thinking Chase
Oh,
Petty,
Michael
power
Young.
sinker.
Dr. Mayo, who talked to us for 2 minutes. Or that he rushed us off the phone.
Well, we got disconnected. He seemed all pissed off. I think he was driving through the mountains of Pittsburgh, though.
I think it was 100%.
Yeah, but
Jim Callis was still the coolest.
Jim was great. Yes, Kelsey's good. Riley was great.
That was great.
Yeah, for the most part, these national guys are pretty nice. They just like talking about baseball. Which is always one of my requisites for being a baseball commentator, talking about baseball. Let's see. So, who did Jobe on who? Wick? I think so.
So, Trevor, you're in Cardinal country, correct?
Yes, I am.
Who does Cardinal Nation want?
They want Ty Madden or Gunnar Hoagland. They want one of those arms. Need an injection of pitching, and the Cardinals usually take best player available regardless of anything.
So, I don't understand. Lynn Henning tweeted out, those who think the Tigers drafting Jobe was about money, guarantee you, money wasn't a factor. I don't know what that means. Does that mean they're not going to do a below slot deal?
Well, there's absolutely no way you can say that.
I don't get it.
There's no way you can say that.
I wonder. I assume he's just saying that they liked him no matter what. But
yeah, you can say they liked him no matter what, and still acknowledge the fact that they're going to save a buttload of money by picking him there.
So McGreevy to the Cardinals.
That's interesting.
And thank you to Justin.
Oh, Justin.
Yeah.
Work.
I like McGreevy. That's actually not. I mean, I still think this draft is on drugs, but that's not ridiculous. I don't think.
Well, what's weird about he was climbing up boards, and then he had a terrible. I don't know if it was a regional outing or in the playoffs. I thought he looked really bad, but I guess at that point they had already determined he was good.
Yeah, nice comment from Michael Meyer again. I think that means Jobe is someone they like more than Meyer, and that was kind of the sentiment that a lot of the beat writers gave. Was bonus pool aside, everything aside, the Tigers just seemed to prefer Jobe, and even Stavenhagen called Meyer like Detroit's first love in the draft. So I think it was just one of those things where Jobe kind of showed out, and they started to favor him toward the end.
And that's fine, but you cannot be wrong if you're going to do that. I think.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely.
I think that is.
This is your job is on the line in one human being in a form of one person.
Your job is on Jobe.
Yes, literally, for real.
Well, I kind of dug it because we can do Jobu stuff.
Yeah.
Yes, pun game is most of the reason you should be drafting somebody.
I agree.
This year was so strong with puns.
Although, I mean, Mayer's not like not losing anything with Mayer.
Yeah. Would I have McGreevy 55 and a 60 control?
Matt Thompson is not happy about the McGreevy pick.
They're going to do a Joe Bruce shrine for his slider.
I had McGreevy as a second round arm. I'm just not seeing it. That's not the type of arm with the upside you look for in the first round, in my opinion. I know the present stuff, command and control, but number 3 starter for me, I just wasn't buying McGreevy at all.
Yeah, and isn't he kind of a sinker baller with command? Isn't that his calling card, or am I mistaken? Is he more of a forcing guy?
I think the Cardinals are shooting for another Dakota Hudson with that.
Well, there you go.
Maybe they can get him a little under slot and come back.
What is hands? Look at
Jobu
slider.
Brett Yoder, do you think Avila and company will survive long enough to even see if the Jobe gamble plays off? I do. I think Avila has a lot more job security than most of us would prefer.
I would agree with that statement.
And up until this Twin series, the last 2 months, the Tigers looked like they were starting to make progress, and there's a lot more attention on Torkelson and Green. I think slightly our fault, but people are super excited. People are worked out. Scribble and Myers look legit.
I think the Tigers are playing a little bit of with the division. But we're going to catch up to them with the lack of that right now.
Yeah.
We're seeing that right now. The bullpen looks waxed. They're not tired. And you can see what you want about Harold Castro and all this back, but everybody people complain about that. I go, who are you going to suggest You're gonna tell me that Jacob Robson is gonna be the answer? No. No, and we were there when we heard a scout say he's got major league speed. That's it.
Yeah, speed plays. That's why that's what we're up.
But other than that, are you going to suggest Drew Hutchison? Are you going to suggest Angel de Jesus? No. It's
Gunnar Hogland to the Blue Jays. Who I think I took him in our first MCB mock draft with the Blue Jays pick more than a month ago. Hooray for me! Someone give me points. So who do the Yankees take then? Colson Montgomery?
I could see that.
I could see them going Ty Madden too. There was rumors that they were going to underslot an arm. Definitely not him. Maybe they go that direction and then come back with some other guys because I think they'd want an instant return. But we shall see. He'd be, as I said, Madden would be really interesting to Cleveland. Maybe the Cubs come up for Madden as well too.
So I saw that you did.
I think Colson Montgomery's going to be around until the White Sox.
He's been linked to them a ton, hasn't he?
A ton lately.
Yeah.
Like enough where you just, or it's smoke, but like there's got to be fire.
Well, he's an Indiana kid. I wonder how far away he is from Chicago. Not that it necessarily matters, but there's always some fun there.
So, Chris,
yeah.
I'm going to give a random. I'm going to do something nice for everybody that's doing it tonight. First and foremost, thank you. And I'm gonna. If you want a T-shirt, we'll just go on a random name. Just leave a comment in the comment section, and we'll randomly give away 2 T-shirts.
Oh, all right.
Trevor Huth.
Well, Trevor, I still have a shirt for you. I have a shirt for Scott too.
Sweet. Hell yeah.
The surprise. Scott goes, oh, cool, man.
Sweet, man. I'll take a shirt anytime. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So I saw that MCB put out a poll. So it was you, Raj.
Yeah, I put poll on.
Asking if the people like the Jobe pick. We got 323 votes right now. 62% no.
Also trending more towards no.
38% yes.
Than no. At first it was like 90%.
Well, I have a feeling what's going to happen here is as soon as people see him on the mound doing good things, they'll be like, oh yeah. It's just one of those things everybody gets upset at the night of.
Yeah, I mean, success will fix all for sure.
Yeah.
There's going to be one where you need people's receipts of like, oh man, I've always loved Jackson Jobe.
Right, yeah.
Crazy cold takes. You know what you do? Tigers prospect crazy cold takes.
Well, I mean, you find mine where I wanted Martin over Torkelson, Alec Boehm over Mize. If you have an opinion online, you're going to be wrong.
I'm wrong all the time. I'm limited.
Actually, you should be concerned if I'm right. So,
not on Packard, baby. That's a fact.
Blind squirrel finds a nut every now and then.
Jesse Barfield.
I'm gonna throw this out there. Obviously, I'm an Indians fan and not a Tigers fan, but I had Jackson Jobe number 4 on my board, so I was that high on.
Do you hear that, Tigers fans? No,
listen to the Cleveland fans.
I'm not a Tigers fan. I'm
about pitching.
Number 4 on my board. So.
Yeah, and I do want to say thank you guys for sticking with us for this whole nonsense for 20 plus picks. We've been talking Tigers the whole time, so I appreciate you guys coming on here for a team that isn't has nothing to do with you. I'm hoping you get your next Gretty size.
Yeah, who do we think the Indians are taking anyway?
Chase Petty.
If Ty Madden's still there, I think Ty Madden makes sense, but I don't know.
The best player available for Cleveland.
Yeah.
I think if Madden's there, he's the pick. Maybe even Jordan Wicks. I think they'll take a college arm if one of them slides to him. Gavin Williams is still on the board too, by the way, and he's been mentioned several times. But I think Madden or Wicks would definitely be guys that they would consider. I know I threw out Chase Petty. I've heard Solometo as well. But I think they'd go with the college arm there if Madden or like a Wicks is still there.
Yeah, Chase Petty for sure.
Chase Petty.
Can we trade back in and get him? I'd be happy with that.
So, what's your impression so far on the Indians' first half? I mean, I know people were freaking out about the. I think it was you, Justin. The Ramirez trade, the idea of people freaking out about that, and Indian fans seem to be wanted to burn the whole thing down.
Well, that's off of what, a John Heyman tweet?
Yeah. That's what I was
I'm not buying anything on John Heyman. I'm seriously. The reason I got blocked by John Heyman in 2016 was he kept talking about how Cleveland didn't have the money to trade for Andrew Miller. And then so one of those columns, he had Cleveland playing like Kansas City. He's like, oh, they're going to Kansas City this weekend. I'm like, John, they're in Atlanta this weekend. You don't even have it. You don't even know what team they're playing this weekend. So how do you know if they have money for Andrew Miller? And he blocked me after that. So I'm not taking anything John Heyman says, but I would explore trading James Karinchak. I mean, that's a weird delivery that may not hold up long term, and cash him in now. I wouldn't trade Bieber or Ramirez, but I would explore trading Karinchak and Rosario and Hernandez if anybody wants them. I don't think anybody wants Rosario, but
I was encouraged by Mackenzie's start the other day.
Trey Sweeney to the
McKenzie.
Mets.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, McKenzie looked good. That's a good pick for the Mets.
Yankees. I'm sorry.
Yankees.
One of the New York teams. They're whatever. Yeah, no,
it doesn't matter.
Trey Sweeney, Eastern Illinois.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's Eastern Illinois.
Yeah.
Checking in from Illinois. He's on.
The Yankees have somebody in AA right now.
Oswald Peraza.
Yeah.
And they have Anthony Volpe, a good shortstop at in low A.
Yeah, he was the first. Stone ball every time we.
The Cubs will be.
Sorry, I'm having trouble hearing you, Raj. Can everybody else hear him okay?
Here in a few minutes, I guess, after the Yankees make their pick. They like to go college arm a lot.
What's that?
Trey Sweeney's one of those guys who's got like really good batted ball data.
Yeah, he's silky smooth. He we watched him take infield, and he was hot dog and big time. He has soft hands.
Sweeney would have been an interesting one for the Tigers at 32.
Offensively,
I heard his batted ball data is just off the charts.
It is.
Yeah.
Absolutely is. Where does Jobe slot in Tigers prospects? All right. That's a good question. I like it. I would put him. I don't actually know. I'm talking like I have an answer to this immediately.
I guess we kind of, if we're doing it in terms of like FV, what are we putting him at? A 50 right now? 45, 50, something like that? Which would.
He conceivably slots in right behind Torque and Green.
Torque, Dingler?
Dingler too. You're right. Behind
I would
Dingler,
have him
probably
somewhere, but around Dingler and I don't know Wentz. I don't know who's.
Yeah, I mean Packer's the clear number one. Bryant Packard.
I guess Manning is still technically a prospect.
Yeah, he is. So I guess the answer would be around 5 or 6, soon to be 4 or 5.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see where did Fangraphs have them on their rankings? I'm checking now. I think they had him like 8 in the draft.
Jobe was 10 for them.
10. Was he a 45?
Yeah.
So you can just kind of figure out, you slot him in where the Tigers, not that this is, they're the be all end all, but put him in that range and see. Yeah, he's a guy who could be number one in a year easily. But that would also involve everybody.
If he's as advanced as they say, he could be number one in a month.
Yeah.
Wicks to the Cubs.
Wicks to the Cubs is interesting.
It's a kind of a win-now move. He can move pretty quick.
So
that's who I thought the Cardinals were probably going to take. But so that puts White Sox on right now to take Colson, and then it's Cleveland.
Who's at 20? Yeah. Let's see. Oh, I'm froze up or froze. Let's see. Froze up.
I can hear you fine.
No, my screen. I can't see the comment. I have no idea what it is.
Yeah, it says, where does Jobe slot in the Tigers prospects?
Oh, yeah, we were just talking about that. We somewhere at 5 or 6, I think.
Yeah. with room to grow quickly.
Yes. So yeah, I'm looking at the Tigers board on Fangraphs, and they have. I don't know if they've graduated the guys yet.
So here's the thing: if we're going to look at boards and whatnot, right? If I'm thinking about grading Jobe out, I mean, this is a right now legitimate, I think, 70 breaking ball, potentially 80 at a certain point, but let's not get insane.
Uh-huh. Well, yeah, I mean that's one of the things you'll hear some people say that there's no such thing as an 80 grade breaking ball, or
right?
80 grade secondary pitch. But
right. Argue what you want to argue, but I think this is a plus pitch right now.
Yeah, if the scale is there, you might as well use it. But no, it seems to have the traits of an 80 grade or plus breaking ball. We just got to see how it plays against pro hitters, I think.
You can wait to see how it plays. I'm going to call it a plus pitch right now. Go out on my limb.
It's weird. I just heard myself say that like 20 seconds after I did it. Well, I think he's going to be at Lakeland no matter what, but I think he's going to be in the complex league for the first, like I said, I think he'll do like, as Chip was saying earlier today, I think Manning and Burrows, so those are the last two high school righties they took, both through like 30 innings down in Lakeland.
If you're going to risk Jobe, if you're going to risk your job on Jobe, you know what, just throw your chips into the middle of the table, stand up, say, here's what we got, put him in Lakeland, start him there. Why not?
Yeah, if they think he's as polished or more polished than Pickett, then that's what you do, I guess. Let's put their money where their mouth is.
That's the way to silence everybody real quick, is just throw him in Lakeland and hope he performs. If he doesn't, then that's bad. Yeah. But it's a risk. But then again, so is taking him. So.
Well, they got Tristan was there. Is there anybody left that was Ty Madden at the draft?
I don't think they had any of the injured guys at the draft. No.
Madden wasn't
White Sox taking Colson Montgomery, so that was
expected.
Go. We finally had the first pick I actually expected.
Cleveland.
All right. I don't know. I have no idea what's going to happen here.
Yeah, I would say Chase Petty or
it's probably the year after he was drafted, wasn't it?
And if they go off the board, it'll be Carson Williams.
He's drafted in 2002.
No, 99.
So yeah, so yeah, that's I would expect Jobe to be in low A next year, possibly for a start or two this year, but I think
he's already 19. He has a 70 slider and above average control. You know, I think he moves pretty quick.
Mid 90s fastball. I honestly think you can start him in Lakeland and it's justifiable, not insane.
Absolutely. I mean, he's head and shoulders above his peers already. You take a guy at number 3 because you think he's going to move quickly.
Well, it wouldn't shock me if he does eventually make a couple starts for Lakeland, but I still think that he will begin, as most high school draft picks do, in the complex league.
Yep.
Just to start. Even the college guys do.
Yeah, get him acclimated to the organization, how they do things, send him out last 2-3 starts of the season in Lakeland, and then I guess maybe give him 4 or 5 there next year and then bump him up pretty quick.
Yeah, I guess the only difference is, for forever when they were doing that, it was because the headquarters was in Lakeland. So they just had the guys there playing in complex league because high A was too high. But if low A is down in Lakeland now too, maybe you guys are right. Maybe it's right there.
Maybe I'll go to Connecticut. Oh.
Go to the Dominican. Yeah. Palazzo was?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, he's been at Baseball America for 4 or 5 years now. All right, so who's the one taking? No answer. Oh. Gotta do some actual writing. So yeah, you got. Oh, we're 2 picks behind on TV. So you got Ty Madden still available. Chase Petty, like the guys have been saying.
Meadow.
Chase Petty.
And I kept mentioning those high school bats like the West Cath and Peyton Stovall or whatever.
You know what? Burn it all down. Let Chase Petty drop to 32. Watch the fan base and Tigers Twitter just implode quickly.
I think West Cath is probably too old for Cleveland's taste at this point. He's what, almost 19?
Yeah, he's 19, but he was also a high school teammate of Carson Tucker. So there's some familiarity. I'll throw out Carson Williams too, though, because he fit the profile.
Yeah, he was a kind of a two-way talent too until
up to 95 on the mound. Yeah. Very young for the class too.
Yeah, there you go. Well, that's another one of those prep shortstops that I was talking that could be there at 32 for the Tigers if he does it for Cleveland or that Dodgers or something.
What do we think about James Triantos at 23?
Under slot, I would be very happy with that pick.
The reclassifier there was an interesting article about his on Fangraphs about his data too, wasn't there? I don't know if you guys saw that.
Yeah.
I think Baseball America's article said something about what did you share with me the other day, Willie, that he swung and missed less than he put balls in play this year. Like he had
it was
more balls in play than swings and misses.
He took 95 pitches or something like that and only missed on 6 pitches.
Seems interesting.
That's a Cleveland guy right there.
I mean, I've been told things like that are good before, but that's just a rumor.
Well, if it's going to be under slot, and they'll probably sign him at like $2 million, $2 1/4 or something like that.
My laptop told me that my battery's running low, so I may disappear any moment now. But hopefully, I can make it through this Cleveland pick at least. I don't think I have the charger. Yeah, I have the. All right, well, I'll get that then.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like he doesn't have a charger.
After Gavin Williams. If Gavin Williams is there, I don't know. I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah, but
no?
Oh, sure.
I was going to say how relieved I was to see Michael McGreevy off of the board after he'd been marked like 30 times. I was like, dear God, not us. I mean, you can get a pitcher like that in other rounds and let Cleveland's pitching development get a hold of him and see what they can do with him instead of going high. Unless you just get a big underslot on an arm like that, you want biggest upside. Cleveland likes big upside in their draft picks. I know they kind of bought low, so to speak, whenever they went Carson Tucker last year. But if you look in previous years, they were buying upside. So
they want guys they can grow within their own system then, right?
What's that?
They want guys that they can grow within their own system because they have a kind of a philosophy to how they're doing when they draft. For example, like the pitchers and how they develop their pitchers. Oh man, this microphone's driving me nuts.
Well,
all right, can you guys hear me?
So, I mean, Willie, do you know who has upside?
Who's
big
that?
upside is Chase Petty.
Oh, you know I love that pick. I mean, I've mocked him there a couple of times.
I did think Willie was the president of the Chase Petty fan club, but now I think it's got to be Trevor.
I'm a president of a lot of fan clubs, so just whatever.
Speaking of, Trevor, you had Jackson Jobe video out there like 8 or 10 months ago. Like you were the first that I really heard of him.
That'd be yeah. So I think I was not stealing. I properly credited him, but Joe Doyle had some, and it was just from the was that the PG All America game, whatever, where you saw a bunch of, and that was really the first. I mean, he obliterated House. I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly. But I was watching that game, and he really stood out because of the breaking ball. But he wasn't a guy that I thought was going to be, even close to 3. Like I'm thinking back end 1, maybe somewhere around there, and then I just started talking to people who know stuff like more than me, which is almost everybody. But I mean, inside stuff. How about that? And I started hearing it, and they're going, they don't have a bad thing to say. Like they're saying he's legitimate. Like I'm in on Jackson Jobe right now, a lot.
Well, I think I don't know if you can go back and look, but we had our what is it? Pardon? Probably 6 weeks ago, I said I'd like to see Jackson Jobe fall to 32. Like that's the kind of guy I'd like to see it, and I think you said, "Yeah, that doesn't seem like it's going to happen." He's going to be like a top 15 player, and all the way up to 3. So he's definitely one of the fastest risers in this year's class, or biggest risers, I should say.
For a while there, it was just the grouping of Petty, Painter and Jobe, who were like, these are the top 3 prep arms, use them interchangeably. But it kind of, I think Jobe separated himself to where it kind of became Jobe and then Painter Petty.
Yeah. No, I'm excited about to watch him develop and see what happens. I mean, like we said before, if the talent is anywhere close to what these analysts are saying they're hearing from scouts, then the Tigers have something special here. But we just, we got to see it. I've only seen, clips on YouTube and that I put a small video out of him in that PG game. Yeah, that's basically what I saw, and it was nice. His fastball looked good, and the slider he got House with one ridiculous slider, and then got somebody else with the slider at the end. Somebody looking, I forgot.
Yeah, and so obviously prospects are not linear. There's a whole bunch of different reasons for a lot of things to happen or not happen, but for as long as I've been doing this, which is not long, I'm very young, but it just, for as much as I can tell, Jackson Jobe is a different prep pitcher than some of the ones that I've seen in recent drafts. I think that's, personally, I think that gives me a reason to like him more than most people do. But I think he is a different animal than what you're usually getting out of prep pitchers.
Yeah, and especially in history, when a guy goes in the top 10, it's usually because he's like thrown 100. That's why Tyler Kolek went 2 overall. But yeah, Jobe seems to have the whole arsenal. I saw in that one inning at the PG game, you saw 4 pitches. He threw, I think, 1 curveball and maybe 1 or 2 changeups. So you got the arsenal, you got the stuff. The command is supposedly going to be good. So I don't know. I'm not upset about the pick like a lot of people, but I'm mostly just excited to see what happens in the future with him.
Initially upset it's not Marcelo, but then you move on real quick. This is a good baseball player that the Tigers have, and I just hope that anybody listening, you can throw it back on me if he turns out differently, but he is a good baseball player. I can tell you that right now. Willing to confirm.
Yeah.
The way I look at it is, if the Tigers have had Cole Keith, I look at Cole Keith as he's worked out well in Lakeland. He seems like he's been looking at a high-profile case. I trust him a little bit more. You know what I mean? Like with Dan Hooks, too, you have there's some personnel there.
No, I don't know. It's one of those things where you just have to see it. You just got to see it play out pro ball.
Yep.
But
again, I'm more worried about the plan here, not the pick.
Yeah, there we go. That's another thing.
Still trying to see.
I'll chime in on Jobe for a minute. Typically on my board, I drop players that are older for the class, and Jobe is 19. But to me, there's so much polish. He's a guy that's a year advanced already, so the year is kind of a wash for him. So it's like walking in with an 18-year-old instead of a 19-year-old, just because how his stuff is. But I had him over Jack Leiter. That's how much I liked him. I had Jack Leiter right behind him. He was at 5. I think Jack Leiter is more present what he is going to be. I think with Jobe, you have athleticism and youth on his side. And I think that opportunity, if Detroit's pitching development can, take their time with him and develop him, work on his changeup too, and bring that along, you're talking potentially a number 2, number 1 starter if you're lucky, if all things work out for him. But I love the athleticism there. He did play shortstop in high school, guys with athleticism kind of, to me, are guys that can develop better command. You're just looking for somebody who has that repeatable delivery and stuff. And I'm just saying, I think there's more potential there to on tap, even though he's a 19-year-old. I think you end up with potentially a number 2 starter if all things work out with him.
Yeah, I mean, that certainly seems to be a ceiling. And I know there's a big thing about getting younger players, and it's Cleveland's whole mantra, basically. But I'm not as concerned usually with pitchers as I'd rather have a younger hitter for his class than a younger pitcher for his class. But
depends on the polish on the pitches, I guess.
Yeah,
kind of the way I look at it, and he was kind of an exception to the rule.
Good at baseball.
I'm not shocked that there's no information on Cleveland's pick because they are so tight-lipped. Like the White Sox just picked, and no one's got any buzz on who Cleveland's pick's going to be, and they're just such a tight-lipped organization.
Yeah, Cleveland's always hard to get information on. So you're not going to find Robert Murray or anybody leaking anything. Maybe John Heyman, maybe we should be looking at John Heyman's Twitter account right now. So
He is not on my MLB draft Twitter list. Darn it.
Hey, man.
Also on block, so he can't be.
No. His last tweet was
Justin, go with your other account, man. Isn't it that Mr. Executive or Baseball Executive or whatever?
Oh,
The
who was it?
executive burner.
Yeah. Rob, man.
I'm outed.
Wow, we're up to 55 viewers now. What happened?
Scott
I
came back.
trade the link.
Yeah, too many Indians fans hopping on.
What's that? If people want to stick with it, my battery's going. I'm now charging back up. Yeah, we'll take a 15-minute interlude.
Play some video games.
Yeah. If anybody's watching out there right now, if you want us to stick around, let us know. Is there an echo? We got rid of the echo. The echo's gone.
You did it.
Is there really no word about Cleveland's pick right now?
What about right now?
No, we haven't
Nothing.
seen anything.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Zero.
Look at real quick, Jake.
Let's see.
After 2 hours of the audio issue. Can you hear me now?
Well, let's just assume they take Ryan Cusick
There
and
you
call
go.
it a day, right?
There we go. No,
Absolutely
I think
not.
he'd be an excellent pick for the tribe.
By the way, you guys got a fan, the Indians fan. Chad Haley said he's here for the Willie Hood and Indians pick. So Willie Hood, take it away.
Right. I'm still waiting on the Indians pick. Who we going with?
All right, people can hear me now. Finally, jeez.
Well, yeah, that's
Woohoo!
Did it.
I'm not sure who
said it about
Cusick, but Cusick and
Gavin
Gavin Williams.
Those
Those
are
are like we could definitely see the Tigers take a college arm at 32, and then use the money at 39 to spend the next day or like the next couple hours talking to agents who can take money.
Let's just pretend Khalil Watson wasn't taken, and that's where they're going at 32.
I like that mindset.
So this is a rare AL Central friendly podcast here. So yeah, there's a couple people here for Indians. So we got some Ohio representation. Good stuff there. By the way, I had a couple complaints about Harold Reynolds earlier. It was hilarious. My brother sent me a text. He's like, "Why is Harold Reynolds on television?" I don't know.
Kylie is on ESPN right now. No.
Oh, what was it?
They're covering the MLB draft on ESPN.
Are they?
I'm watching it on ESPN.
Oh, I've been watching it on MLB Network the entire time.
I've been watching it on Twitter.
Oh yeah, back and forth on there. So
they have the ESPN one. They're trying to like do it up and make it look like the football and everything.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Kevin Kiley being stuck on ESPN. Like I like Kevin Kiley, but I wish he was at a better system. Eric Longenhagen says Gavin Williams, East Carolina for Cleveland.
Oh wow!
Oh, I love it. Not for the
Love that
Tigers
pick.
in the future, but for right now.
Hey, puppy prep. Puppy prep says
Longenhagen is calling the Indians pick, by the way.
Yeah, somebody just mentioned that.
Yeah.
Gavin Williams.
That's a fantastic pick.
I love that for the.
I didn't think he'd be there. I did not think he'd be there.
Yeah. Look at Paston.
I don't
That's
love that
funny
for the
that-
future Tigers, but I love that for Cleveland.
The ESPN clock is like 6 seconds ahead of the MLB draft or MLB network clock. So we're staying on ESPN for now. Yeah. That's interesting, dude. I remember first seeing Gavin Williams like 3-4 years ago. Somebody from Baseball America tweeted out there a picture of their gun at 100 miles per hour. I think it was a freshman for ECU. And then he got hurt, I think. Hurt his arm a little bit. And then spent a couple of years in the bullpen, but it was awesome this year.
Yeah, he made a few mechanical changes. Wasn't trying to throw 102 as well. And, I think that definitely helped out. I was looking at my board there, and I had him 16th overall, so I didn't think he would make it to Cleveland, but definitely happy with Gavin Williams. The game against Vanderbilt really showed a lot for me. One, that he's able to go over 100 innings. And this is a guy that, as you said a moment ago, that was a reliever the last 2-3 years, really. But there's big velocity there. His control improved where he walked, I think it was 2.3 batters this year. And the kind of way I ratio it, that puts him in the plus range or just into the plus above average range. So he's kind of in between on control. So that kind of velocity, his kind of stuff, I think he really stepped onto the scene with that start against the Commodores.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he was a guy I was definitely hoping would fall to the Tigers at 32. Or I didn't think he would, but it would have been cool.
I think I said that on your guess who is going to be taking it. I think I said Gavin Williams at 32 as soon as I sent him. Like, there's no actual way that happened. What in the world did I just say?
Well, you never know, man. I mean, I don't know, 23. That's good. Close enough.
Now he's a little older than what Cleveland would typically do. They usually tend to go after guys that are young for class, but this year being what it is, he ended up pushed back to school. But big frame right-hander, I love that. I'm watching some of the clips right now. Somebody I'm obviously very high on. And right after watching that start against Vandy, I think I told Justin, I could see him in Double-A really quick.
I say drop him in the majors, as with any of these picks. Just drop all the first rounders in the majors. Let them fight for themselves.
It's
about new philosophy.
I will say this one thing about ECU too. It's been known for more hitters, but correct me if I'm wrong, gentlemen. Pitching has not been something ECU's been known for. Is this kind of a newer thing? Correct.
They had that Agnos kid a couple years ago.
Well, Agnos is still there as a bat, I thought.
Well, it's just different. That's his younger brother.
Okay. Well, they have probably my favorite pitcher in all of college baseball, and that's Carson Wisenhunt. Yeah, that's my guy. That's a changeup that he has right there. So he'll be draft eligible next year for the Tigers. But
I think. Well, let me check. Let's check to see who else has come from East Carolina.
Pitchers or hitters?
I was thinking about hitters because I always saw the Brian Packard.
Fun fact.
Okay.
Yeah, Brian Packard.
Brian Packard is from there.
Mike Trout was committed there. Fun fact.
Connor Norby.
Norby, yeah, he could be drafted. There's another. Alec Burleson went there, Cardinals guy, who's tearing it up right now. Yeah, so there's a lot. I mean, the hitters hit. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, and Brian Packard absolutely loves ECU. Like when we interviewed him a couple of years ago, that was like his game was to go back there and coach one day. So they're the best team that's never made it to Omaha, unfortunately. So
I just am accidentally a huge ECU fan. I have no reason to be, but it seems like every player I see that goes there, I just love.
Oh, Jeff Hoffman. Remember, he was a top 10 pick.
Spencer Brickhouse, who you'll find at the back end of Arizona Diamondbacks prospect list.
First baseman, right?
Yeah.
Gerald Cotton went there.
Did he really?
Seth Manis. Chris Heston threw a perfect game once, didn't he?
I think he was part of one. I don't know. Did he pitch the whole game?
Maybe I'm wrong. Where's Atlanta? Well, this is where we heard Will Taylor. We heard maybe Schwellenbach.
Braves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really need the Braves to not take Schellenbach.
Maybe they go Wake Forest pitchers back to back and go Cusick.
Yeah, Longenhagen says Cusick.
Really?
I had my eye on him at 32 for us too. Yeah.
Yep. Well, I think
there was rumors that he was going to the Dodgers.
Oh, really?
At 29, but I mentioned a moment ago Gavin Williams being 22 already. He's a little bit older than what Cleveland usually does, about a year older with the college arms. So I'm wondering, with him being a 4-year player, if this is an underslot play with Cleveland and they save $500,000 or so and come back for a guy in round 2 or 3 that they really like.
Yeah. When is their next pick?
They pick 58, and then they have another pick in the Comp B round at 60.
Oh, okay. So they do have a little bit of extra money.
Yep.
No, I didn't. I wonder if the Gavin Williams pick kind of forced Atlanta's hand. Because I'm trying. I guess Madden's still out there. Who else is out there that's a college pitcher, like a first round grade?
Ty Madden.
Ty Madden, that's it, right? There's nobody else.
Ty Madden.
Chase Petty.
Well,
I can't believe he's still here.
There was rumors that an AL team was trying to buy him down into the second round.
Yeah,
maybe that's the Orioles.
Yeah. But I was just saying, pitching.
I just want to see I just honestly want to watch Tigers Twitter implode on itself if the Tigers take Chase Petty at 32. I mean, can you just there'd be no more Tigers Twitter. We'd have to build it up from the ground.
Meltdown.
It would be. It would be bad.
Yeah, why would be a heck of a thing?
I'll admit, it would not be good. Yeah.
Ty Madden at 32 would be phenomenal. I would love it.
Yeah, I love that.
You're gonna have to wait on him, but you just, obviously you wait on the injury, but.
Solamento.
It's interesting that top WAR player from East Carolina all time is Chad Tracy, 5.4.
Former Pirates manager.
I thought he was the
Tracy, I'm thinking of
third baseman for the Diamondbacks.
Anthony Solamento.
Where?
No. Somebody asked in the chat about Anthony Solamento. Or is that the next pick?
Well, somebody said it was Cusick, right?
Oh yeah, Cusick. Yeah, that's right. Okay. But you know what? Solamento kind of makes sense because the Tigers Wait, who am I? Is it Solamento? Is it Anthony Solamento?
Solamento, he's a lefty from New Jersey, right?
With the Northeast, and you look at the Tigers have gone Northeast recently a lot.
He's the one with the funky Bumgarner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be really hard to see them going back to back.
Solamento, maybe Ty Black to the Athletics would be my guess.
6'5" black or 6'5" lefty out of Bishop. You started at Preparatory High School.
Yeah, I don't want to pronounce that every day.
Yeah, nor do I. This is a 32nd pick. If they went back-to-back high school arms in the draft, then the Tigers Twitter would implode and never be rebuilt again. It'd be gone nuclear. It'd be a nuclear cloud.
I want the chaos.
I'm with you, Trevor. And then I just want everybody to complain, or I just want every time we put up a highlight or something, they're like, call him up. God, I hate when it happens.
What? In case you just blow it all up, just wipe everything clean and do that with Cleveland Twitter too. I'm with you. Just blow it all up and.
How bad is Cleveland Twitter?
Start fresh. Well, right now I'm going to check. I'm not sure.
Justin, please do a Willie and Justin. I'm sure. Are Indians fans not reasonable?
Well, okay, no, they're not reasonable at all. It depends on the segment. They're pretty much not reasonable, but I think that they understand that Cleveland develops pitching pretty well. So I think when they see Cleveland take a pitcher, they're pretty okay with it. But in general, they're very unreasonable. I mean, there's people who thought that Logan T. Allen. I mean, I love Logan T. Allen, but there are people who think that he should be up now. And I would watch him pitch over Logan S. Allen. But
wait, honest question: which one is which? Please help me because I've lost track of that one.
One came from
the real Logan Allen.
Logan S. Please. Yeah, Logan S. Allen, I could never watch pitch again. I'd be fine with that. Logan T. Allen.
Was Logan S. just drafted?
No, that's Logan T.
Logan S. is from the Padres. Got it. Okay.
Yes.
I was lost on that immediately.
Indians Twitter generally agrees with the pick, it looks like, based on replies. They're fine with it. Like I said, it's a pitcher. If they would have gone like a college hitter or somebody else, I don't know. Cleveland fans don't know
so Cleveland, Cleveland's been winning recently. The Tigers, we're still 5 years away in our rebuild.
Depends on who you ask. Some people think it's year 6 of the rebuild.
Well,
it's another stupid.
I'm just saying 5 years away because that seems to be the number that continues to move up a year.
That's so true.
It's real. My favorite is going back and looking at all of the, not naming names, obviously, but the beat writer and like big name writers in the city that all said 2020 was when we were supposed to be competitive again, and when we sold in 2017. Every single one. You can just search, like search their Twitter handle and then 2020, and you'll see all of them from July of 2017 that all say, "Oh, organization says 2020 competitive window."
Sometimes I feel like that's when I see the retweets sometimes. It's the same thing across the board, which makes absolutely no sense. If you work for 3 different publications, you have the same information retweeted. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand that. I don't know about in Cleveland, but in Detroit, it's the kind of thing where I'm just, okay, guys can't come up with a different narrative. Come on. I don't know. Anyway.
So I think Longenhagen said he had Max Muncy going to Oakland.
Yes, he did. Yeah,
no way. Really?
Yeah.
They drafted the first Muncy.
That's fantastic.
Just another Muncy.
Just another Manic Muncy?
Yeah. I was just going to say, I forgot to finish the Bengals lyric. No, as far as Solomento, it would be at 32. I don't know about that. I mean, it'd be a good pick, but Kylie's hair is amazing. Look how it looks like Beavis right there with that hair. Like, I'm not saying he's not stupid or anything, but just his hair is like waft perfectly. It's like a Warren Zevon song. His hair was perfect. I made a really old reference to anybody who gets it in there. Congratulations. This podcast has featured a Warren Zevon reference.
I mean, I'm too young, but I also get the Warren Zevon reference, if that's helpful.
That's helpful. Is this Jimmy, or is Jeff Passons short, or is just that guy really tall? I guess really tall.
Short.
Okay.
I think that's a yes answer.
Yes. He doesn't have on his heels tonight.
Ryan Cusick's looking right in my soul. Look at Ryan Cusick's looking right at me. He kept looking like he was looking right into the camera. It was really
well. So Schuster last year, Cusick this year. Carlos Collazo just tweeted, "Look for them to draft Josh Hartle in a couple of years." The Wake Forest pipeline.
Yeah,
that's it. They do have a pretty well-renowned like pitching lab, right?
Oh yeah,
top notch. That's what when that happens. So you wonder what more they could do in pro ball.
Those guys are getting that kind of level of instruction in college.
Mm-hmm. Right now, Braves fans have other things in their mind. Ronald Acuna Jr. right now. That was man, brutal.
So, just random. Moscato still the big shot of the draft?
I think so.
I never once saw him mentioned as top 10.
I know he was rising in some boards, wasn't he?
Yeah, but that was like, hey, maybe 25.
I'd seen him at the Padres only, pretty much. I mean, that was it.
I saw him to Cleveland. I think Fangraphs mentioned him to Cleveland, and that's the highest I saw him.
Let's see.
Jay Markle just tweeted, "Gonna write an article about this. Drop your biggest concerns about the Joe pick." I just want to say that he was too good, just to see what happens with the rest of Twitter.
Do it. Come on, Trevor.
I don't want to lose it.
You're certified now, man. You're certified. Do it.
He's bona fide.
Bona fide. He's got the blue check mark.
Don't want to lose it already.
Can you lose a blue check mark?
I guess you can get kicked
off. Oh, yeah.
You can for several reasons.
Oh, yeah. You can. Yeah.
Oh, there goes Chase Petty to the Twins.
Oh,
no.
Oh.
Very model-driven team, similar to Cleveland.
Chase
I'm happy with Williams. Faster return and similar upside.
That means Judd Fabian's in play for the Tigers probably at 32. I can't imagine any other team taking a chance on him.
Yep, gotta be.
Apparently Ty Madden is too.
Oddly enough.
Yeah, Ty Madden. You know what? I'm let's go with Ty Madden here. I'm all about.
Well, we were all about the hitter. Tigers went with the pitcher. Yeah. So if we're all about Ty Madden, we're getting Judd Fabian.
Yeah. You know what? I'm not okay. You know what? You're right. I'm just gonna empty my mind out and not think of it. There we go. I'm just gonna let it happen the way it's gonna happen.
It'll be Tyler Black.
George Costanza, right?
Tyler Black, yeah. Or Bubba Chandler.
Stovall's still there.
Who?
Stovall?
Yeah, Stovall's still there.
Yeah.
I mean, Stovall, Taylor, Lonnie White, they're all still there. I mean, there's
what
big money there. You might be able to get two of them, 32, 39. I mean, this might have been the plan the whole time.
You know what's funny? If they go with Tyler Whitaker just because they want to have a marketing tie for whatever reason, Ty Whitaker, like, oh, yeah, you know, another sweet Lou.
Well, he's supposed to be really toolsy, but has like swing and miss issues, which is not what I want for the Tigers. I'm hearing a big echo for me.
Oh, that's.
How about now? I still hear myself.
But as long as nobody else is hearing it.
No one's hearing it right now, as of right now. So I think we fixed it for now. But anyway, so the Twins picking or no?
Well, they said it was Chase Petty, right? I don't know who took that out.
Believed to be Petty, yes.
Okay. All right. So we're not too far away from the Tigers pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are we, 5 away? Yeah.
We'll start right now.
Yeah.
Another MCV.
Is that tonight?
That's going to be tonight.
Browns right now, yeah.
They're going through 37.
32 tonight, 39's tomorrow, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
32 tonight, 39 tomorrow, yes.
What time's the draft start tomorrow?
1 o'clock.
Early,
Perfect.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So if anybody is around in the morning, I'll be on with the Woodward Morning Show talking about the draft with those guys starting at 8 o'clock. Woo! So doing a Drew and Mike thing. So for anybody locally listening, I know we still might have some Cleveland people in here.
39, going to 39 now. I'm told that there's a basketball game on.
Who's playing? Oh, the Suns. Duh. God.
Basketball exists.
I know Phoenix is going to win that series, so I mean,
it will in 3 weeks when Cade Cunningham's a Piston. That's for damn sure.
Damn right, Scott.
Wait, who's the GM of the Pistons?
Troy Weaver.
Okay, so it's not Alavila. Just
correct. Yeah, that's all you really needed to know.
We're all way too excited about Cade Cunningham.
Yes.
I think who the best basketball player is in this draft. I think Colton Montgomery is a pretty good basketball player.
Oh, really?
All right, we got my favorite response to the Indians taking Gavin Williams.
All right, go for it.
Can he play outfield? Can he play outfield? Why didn't we take an outfielder?
no.
We need outfielders.
All right,
I love those comments.
And I love
Mooney
this
at
question here
39.
by Joey. Thoughts on
Mooney
Mooney?
at
32 or 39?
Mooney at 39. I would love it.
I'd be okay with Mooney at 39
Yeah.
for sure.
I don't think you have to jump at him at 32. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Okay,
You
Trevor.
easily get him at 39.
So you still think he's still going to be around at 39 then?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
Because I want them to pick him regardless. I mean, if they get him at 39, great.
Well, here's the thing.
32 good also, but I
Yeah.
think you can wait and grab at 39. I also if last year I'm just famous for not or thinking Daniel Cabrera should have been picked where they got Dylan Dingler, so you know.
Yeah, was he supposed to? He was projected to go the second round, right?
So yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And Dingler was supposed to be like in the early 20s, even late teens, and some.
Yeah, a bunch of them had him mocked to Cleveland, and Cleveland obviously didn't go there.
The only issue I have with Mooney at 32 or maybe 39 is if you want to go prep shortstop, I think there might be a couple other better options. You guys mentioned Carson Williams. I kind of like him more. Mooney's got really solid all-around tools, but he doesn't strike me as a very high upside player. Maybe that's not what you want after you take a big risk at 3. But I want high ceilings.
I'm bought into the baseball IQ that I always hear about. And that's if you're getting a guy at 39 who's got kind of those average tools and stuff, I kind of like the IQ there.
No, it's weird to say, but I feel like he's got a really high floor for a high school player, and which I think is cool. You get a regular at 32, you should be happy. I just kind of shoot for the moon.
The Mooney?
Yeah.
You know, I got a good point here brought up by Michael in our Slack chat. Wonder why Madden's still on the board, but the Indians and Braves both passed on him in the 20s. He has him really curious.
Must be getting a lot of money from the Tigers.
This could be one of those things where
The Reds.
yeah, he could have a deal somewhere. There could be some medical issues that the public at large doesn't know.
Yeah.
And I've heard some arguments about his pitch data, like some about his arm angle and what he throws doesn't work well together in pro ball, but I don't know. It's tough to say what's going on right now.
I'll get the next pick ready, Chris, on the website. So,
all right. Yeah.
Just to add one more thought about Mooney, I know we moved on, but
go for it.
I tend to trust Brian Sikowski when he's so emphatic about a player like he is on Mooney.
Well, I like Brian very much, and I trust him too. I guess he's also his coach.
I understand that. I do get it, but I just when he's that high, and that's where you can trust the baseball IQ. I think is because he keeps saying it, and he's there.
And he was awesome in the PGA game. He went like 4 for 4, got on base 4 or 5 times.
He was the MVP of the game we were referencing earlier with Joe.
Yeah, he hit a deep triple. He was running all over the place. He looks good. I don't know. Like just a ball in on like Jackson.
No, if he's I can understand the coach bias, but I every time Brian was getting giddy.
Yeah.
His energy, and I know Jake, you saw him for like a minute before the rains came down in Trenton or Woodhaven, right?
Yeah, so I wouldn't think that Brian would pump him up if he doesn't believe in him. I just think, he's been around a lot.
Well, I like the complexion. He's also his coach. Yeah, I don't know.
But I'm just hearing myself say what I said like 30 seconds ago.
Oh.
I can't hear you, Jake. I got nothing. I don't know. I mean, that Jets Fabian's scenario seems more and more realistic.
No, thank you.
I'm not wild about it either.
I was all in on Fabian like 4 or 5 months ago. That's the thing too. I was like way in. Like I wanted him 3, and then I was not.
Me too.
I was in at Castillo for a while too before I found out. We're watching a couple games where he just struck out at or swing, just bad barrel control.
He just never hit for power.
His whiff rate is something.
It's like in the 40s, right, or something like that.
Something fierce. Yeah, it's pretty darn high for a college bat.
Castillo's whiff rate's pretty high.
Yeah. When you watch him, he kind of. Oh, I thought we were all right.
Oh, I was talking about Fabian.
Yeah, I was gonna say when you watch Fabian, he kind of looks like just a guess hitter. I mean, that's really kind of what I walk away with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's ever been. I guess he wouldn't be going in the first round, but there's never been a first rounder from college who went with a strikeout rate of about 25%, and Fabian's is 28 something.
Yeah, it's high. Yeah, for sure.
Oh well, can we redo that and take him at 3? Can we move back?
The reason that I still like him and really wouldn't mind him at all in 32 is because, and I know this is kind of, I don't know, all over the place, but like besides, if you just like ignore the approach at the plate, like the other, 4 tools, whatever you want to say, are pretty solid. And I think that, not saying that that's an easy thing to fix because it's really not, but I think that there is still a really complete player under there. And even if he flies throughout our system with that high whiff rate and strikeout rate, the rest of the player is still solid enough for me to take a chance on it.
The Padres are taking Jackson Merrill.
Man.
So I think
I like that pick,
Scott. With what you're saying, if you're just going to take a chance on a guy who strikes out a lot, might hit for power, and is a complete player, I don't know why you don't wait on like a Christian Franklin at 74.
Sure.
I mean, because he is a legit center fielder. I think he's got those tools and he's got the power. He just swings and misses a lot.
Sure.
Instead of taking the risk on Jobe and then taking the risk on Fabian.
Right. Yeah. Back to back like
but
that.
I mean, I totally get what you're saying.
No, that's fair.
Well, I'm into that Reed Trimble kid who doesn't have much of a track record, but hit for power this year and stole bases, switch hitter, played center field at an above average level. Was it Southern Miss? But he's another guy who didn't walk a ton, but I think you can get him at 74 maybe, or definitely at 39.
You know, I don't mind at 39 either if Doug Nikhazy, the lefty out of Mississippi.
Oh.
That seems like a Tiger pitcher too. Pardon me?
He doesn't have a whole lot of stuff, but he's got a lot of guts.
Where did the Matt Mikulski love go? That's where I want to know.
I just feel like that's a Tiger pitch, like a Tiger makeup kind of pitcher. You know what I mean? Like just
Nikhazy smells a lot like Kevin Zomek to me. If you remember him.
You know what's funny? Frank Moscato, that pick, according to Prospects Live, they had him ranked at 49th.
Mazzucato?
Yeah, Mazzucato, yeah.
Well, it's maybe the Royals are pulling a Sean Manaea again and pricing Ty Madden down to the next pick.
I wouldn't mind even later in the round, Brady Montgomery if he's still around.
The outfielder from Mississippi?
Yeah.
He's committed to Stanford, I think. So guys like that usually get to school, but it'd be interesting.
Thanks for sticking around, Puppy Pratt. We appreciate that. He's checking out.
Give me Connor Norby to the Tigers.
Connor Norby?
That'll work.
Yeah.
Is that legit?
No, he's just saying give me that. I would love it. The team chemistry, got a couple ECU guys.
Big chemistry guy over here. Who is?
I don't know if I've ever used that phrase before talking about baseball, probably ever, and I've used it twice tonight.
What, chemistry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big team chemistry guy.
Or I always use, isn't the proper term always, everybody uses character guys, right? Like
character guys.
Character guys. That's always the term I always.
So Jackson Merrill's a guy I really wanted. I think he's got all the physical tools of Marcelo Meyer, but he doesn't have the track record. Look at that goal chain.
Wow. Oh, that's the Padre. That's a Grand Slam. Is that the slam chain or whatever? What the hell's holding up the sign?
Slenderman?
So I'm already seeing numbers for Max Muncy's signing bonus.
Wow.
$2.85 million.
That's wow.
Maybe.
It's got to be around.
Yeah. I don't know what the slot number is for there, but
Max Muncy.
Unless Max Muncy got an extension with a signing bonus, but
2.74.
1 second. It is 2.74 is the slot.
So
he got a little over slot 2.85.
So slightly over.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for him, man.
Yeah.
Good for him.
What was it?
So in my head, I'm thinking the Tigers are going to go kind of slot at 32. I don't know who that would be at this point. Maybe Norby, maybe Black, something like that. And then
What about Madden?
Possibly.
Okay, but if you're going to do the whole Jackson Jobe save the money, you can't kick the can down the road too much farther. You want to, unless you're going for a balanced draft again. But I
guess. Yeah, I mean, if they've already worked out something with someone, they'll take him at 32. But I'm just wondering if they're going to set aside the money and then have all night and tomorrow morning to talk to any number of prep guys who might change their number.
Yeah.
Sure.
Mariners are getting Harry Ford exactly at slot.
At 12?
Oh, okay. So that would be 4.37 million.
Connor Norby. You know what? I wouldn't mind if it was Connor Norby. I wouldn't mind. 32.
Thank you.
Well,
he's always take ECU players. I don't know how we don't know this yet.
I've heard some people compare him to Nick Gonzalez, basically.
Really? Then that's not bad.
But Nick Gonzalez was hitting like that at a small school, and then he got a chance to do it on the Cape, and that's what made him rise up to a top 10 pick.
And then he hit like 12 home runs.
Yeah, Norby didn't get that chance, so people don't really know what to think about him.
I told Justin the other day that I think Norby could slide over to shortstop a little bit and play over there.
Ray's taking Carson Williams.
He's got an average arm and a good glove and above average speed, maybe plus speed. He might be able to pick it over at shortstop a little bit. I know he's been playing second base. Big on base guy too, though. Something that Cleveland loves and pays attention to. And I think I had him into my 30s on my rankings.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, he wouldn't fit in this anymore.
So the two shortstops I liked above Mooney just went back to back. So maybe 32 for Mooney. So you don't miss. Interesting. I don't know.
Oh, I mean,
we're running out of things.
No, we're not. No, we're not. I'm just trying to gather myself here a little bit, because if the Tigers do pick Jobe, I think people will feel a little better. Or you guys think they'll feel a little better?
Worse.
A college
Absolutely
worse.
It's not a huge upside. I never saw him play. I didn't watch ECU this year, so to talk about him sliding over to short would be interesting.
I've had, I mean, as somebody who would push Connor Norby, I'm pretty sure that people would not enjoy that pick, but I think it would be phenomenal.
I don't think he would be an everyday shortstop, but I think he's somebody that could fill in over there.
Gotcha.
Good second baseman.
Well, they need everything.
I mean, he's probably. Oh yeah, if he's a second baseman, you want to maybe push him to left field. I was talking with somebody about maybe. I mean, it's the same thing with Spencer Torkelson being announced as a third baseman that I said, and I'm just going to keep it going. I don't care where you put him on the field as long as his bat works.
Exactly.
Brian Packard type beat. That's right.
Well, and I'm pretty sure, working theory, Scott, you might like this. They announced Torque as a third baseman because they knew that Packard would be getting reps at first.
They did. That's why.
Yeah.
I'm all in. I'm just going to tell everyone that that's truth from now on.
Although Packard has not played first at all this season.
Yeah,
right?
I know. He's only played left.
Okay, don't worry about the details, okay?
It is weird though, because in the offseason we were told he's going to get reps at first, he's going to get reps at first, and then he just hasn't.
So we got some Corey busting in here with Goldstein said in the chat that he doesn't believe the Tigers will save much with Jobe.
There you go.
There you go.
Well, as I said, I had number 4 on my board, so I'm guessing you maybe save $1 million, maybe $1.5 million at that pick. I don't know exactly what the slot is, but it's going to be up there. It may be a little bit more than what you all are thinking.
Yeah,
I mean, not much has to vary on the actual slot value, right?
Yeah, well, I think we'll know based on who they take at 32 and 39. Because I don't think Mooney is like a crazy overslot. Like if they go Will Taylor, then they're going to save some money.
But again, not much has to be relative based on the slot value, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
you could go Will Taylor at 30. What is it, 32? And then come back to somebody like Tommy Mace at 39, and then your next pick in round 3 for another
$500,000,
another senior, maybe like a Wyatt Hendry or somebody like that.
Raise
early and save a ton of money on the guy because he's already 22.
Yeah. And it would shock me. They love Florida pitchers.
Did you guys announce the Rays pick yet? Carson Williams?
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
The two shortstops that went ahead of Mooney.
That's making sure. Okay.
Yeah.
I was trying to write this narrative. I got lost.
Correct. Chuck the Freak. 7.22 is the slot for number 3. That's the slot value.
That's what I was guessing. It's somewhere between
200,000 and 1.2 million.
Well, and that's what when you guys were talking to Sikowski about House, it was kind of being portrayed as an underslot thing, and he's like, maybe like a couple 100,000, maybe.
Yeah.
Like he was thinking the same thing. Like it's not going to be this like huge savings thing where you can reallocate funds somewhere else. It was.
I'd guess
these
Joe
guys have leverage to go to school.
Maybe 7.
Yeah.
Sorry, what?
I said I think Jobe's going to get 6.5, maybe 7.
Yeah, that sounds
dollars.
New followers on Twitter.
Well, let's see. We're at pick 29 right now. Chase Burns.
Chase Burns, yeah.
Who?
Jake was not your pick for the Tigers.
In our second mock?
Chase Burns is next?
I think Chase Burns for the Dodgers. Yeah.
Oh.
That fits, man. He's got like a
over the top arm slot.
That was a young for the class kid from Tennessee.
Yeah, I think
not much control, but he can definitely sling it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's kind of fully grown. Well,
so now
one more.
Or two more picks.
And Marlins are before us, before Detroit rather.
Reds and Marlins.
Yeah. Where are the Reds going here? What do you guys think the Reds are going?
So would they go at 17? McLean?
Yeah.
Ty Madden.
McLean.
Ty Madden.
They could go Ty Madden. They could go Will Taylor there.
Yeah.
Ty Madden makes a lot of sense.
Ty Madden.
Is he the biggest faller of like where people presumed he would go to where he's going to end up?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe. I think Khalil Watson also is going to be in the conversation just because of how high he was supposed to go. But I mean, Madden was just moved down a lot earlier because of the injury.
So Chuck the Freak wants to know 7-2 slot.
Yeah, 7-2 is slot.
Yeah, that's correct.
So
Yeah.
that, like we're saying, I don't think they're saving
I don't think they're saving
$1.5 million or anything.
I mean, Sikowski said it. Even I think even Kylie kind of hinted at it too as well, that they weren't going to, based off his rising value. So,
well, I think Kylie said there have been rumors about the Tigers doing this for a couple of years, and then they've never done it. So it's like you do what you've seen. Like I said, I think it's probably somewhere. I didn't say it, but it's probably somewhere between 700,000 and 2. Maybe 1.2 if you're super lucky, but I doubt it.
What if he signs for like $2 million? I mean, I'm just throwing that out there. Says, you know what? Give me guys. Come on.
Give me guys.
I think you have to offer 40% of slot. I think that's what happened with Carter Stewart. If you don't offer that much and they don't sign, then you don't get your compensation pick the next year. We're just hoping that we don't have to think about that at all. Compensation picks.
Hey man, if we get dudes, then we won't need a compensation pick.
that guy's a dude. Dylan Dingler is a dude.
He is a dude.
He is a dude.
He hasn't been doing much lately, but
I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
He still has a very good hit tool. So I think after Tigers pick, we'll be wrapping it up, folks. But we've been on for 3 hours. 3.5 hours. And there's still quite a bit of people in the chat room. So thank you.
That's Maddox Bruns. That's funny. So Eric did say,
Longhagen said that our deepest fears have come true. It's Maddox Bruns, not Chase Burns.
I thought it was joking, but
Maddox Bruns is a lefty with nasty stuff.
The controllers.
The Dodgers will fix it. They fix everything.
Yeah. I mean, they fixed the spelling of his name, so that's a good start. Went from Burns to Bruns.
So, if I'm not mistaken, though, there's like a 10-minute break
between picks.
Between this or maybe not. Looks like they're on the clock.
Yeah. Well,
ESPN already has them as the pick in.
Who, for Cincinnati?
Yeah.
Oh.
Got to be Ty Madden.
Right?
I mean, it just makes too much sense.
Yeah.
Let's see. Long as it's done announcing picks, so gotta find somebody else.
So everybody stick around for the Tiger pick here coming up. Probably like 10 minutes, maybe. Maybe.
Yeah.
All right. So Scott Bentley, who do you think the Tigers are going to pick here?
I mean, like Judd Fabian really would not surprise me. I'm going to be honest.
All right.
I think Willie and I are going to hop off, guys, and do some Indian stuff. So,
all right.
Thanks for having us on, guys.
How dare you?
Thank you, guys. All right, take it easy, guys. Have a good night. Thanks, guys.
Thanks you too. We'll talk soon.
We'll talk soon. Yeah, there you go.
Good.
All right. So, these fine gentlemen join us anytime. No, those guys were the Indians guys. So, Jake, who do you got? Who are you projecting the Tigers here?
Will Taylor would be fun. Ty Madden would be fun. But I don't think they have the funds for a guy like Chandler at this point. But maybe it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
It's, kind of risky.
Incredibly
risky things.
Chris. I'll get back to you, Trevor.
I
officially,
man. I kind of just want to see them show us why they went under slot and go with Will Taylor, with Lonnie White, with Stovall, whoever, one of those big money guys, Chandler even, like show that they have a plan here. So I'm going to stick with one of those. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's going to be one of those
high school hitters.
Like you mentioned, Stovall, maybe the Dylan Lyle kid that I like.
Dylan Lyle, yeah.
You don't see him ranked this high in a lot of places, but people really like his bat.
What about Will Taylor?
Yeah, I was just thinking.
Yeah, but they would cost a lot of money. They maybe need more money than they have. They could probably make it work. But I think wasn't Meadows going to go to Clemson?
I'm not sure.
I think yes.
It was okay.
So,
all right.
Correct. Yes.
Stealing more Clemson players.
That is.
I would love Lonnie White because Lonnie White also kind of makes sense in the narrative that they always go with blood. They've been going bloodlines lately.
I don't think he's related
to Lonnie White.
You don't? Is that?
Well, I mean, who's Lonnie White? Was he?
He was a Royal.
I don't know.
Let's see if he's related. I would have sworn he was related to the original Lonnie White.
So there's no there is no Lonnie White in Baseball Reference. Maybe was it something other than Lon?
Who am I thinking of?
Was it Whitey Lockman?
No. What former Royal am I thinking of then?
Lonnie Smith?
Lonnie Smith, thank you. Sorry. No. Is it Lonnie Smith? All right, anyways. It's getting late, so pardon my I'm starting to get a little wiggy. Not wiggy.
Lonnie White, and then Tyler Black, and Max Green, and Vita Blue.
Vita Blue, former A. All right, I'm going to make my official prediction. I think they're going to go. You know what? Something tells me they're just going to go. They're going to go off the beaten path again. And Fabian does make sense. All right, you know what? I'm going to stick with Connor Noby. I'm going to stick with that. He'll go second baseman. That's my official prediction. If I'm off,
I would also love a certain two-way player from Nebraska. I would also be very.
That too. I mean, look, who I want is Spencer. I want Spencer, or if they get Mooney, but like as Trevor said earlier, if he's available at 39, take him then.
Right.
And Michael, thank you. Frank White, thank you.
So, do you?
KU New York.
It's just tough with the Tigers because it hasn't been yet. Do you think they let Schwellenbach play both?
I do.
I don't think so though. I mean,
I think immediately. I don't think they eliminate the possibility of both right away. I think there's at least whether it's the remainder of this season or what. I think he gets an opportunity to do both somewhere.
And maybe that's what they sold him then, Scott. Because the reason why I'm kind of skeptical about that is because Cole Keith last year, when he was drafted last year, they immediately were like, no, he's going to be a pitcher. So I'm wondering with him, they're going to make an exception for
Cole Keith is a hitter.
Yeah.
I guess I'll just go with Mooney.
Sure.
All right.
If we assume that
if you'd like me to guess who they're going to take at 3, I can do that.
Is it Marcelo Meyer?
I don't know. I get a weird feeling they're going to take Jackson Jobe.
Bro, if Meyer's on the board, man, I feel like that's a slam dunk.
And we're stuck in a loop.
He's going to go 1-1, though, right?
Oh, my God. The Pirates took Henry Davis.
Man, devastating.
Actually, you know what? Of all the picks tonight, that was the one that was.
Well, it did seem kind of shocking, but I had heard of them trying to do that.
There had been some talks about it, yeah.
So I think
I love him so much. Oh my gosh, I love him so much. Oh,
I assume that's the pick it's going to save the most money. They might save $2 million on Henry Davis. I think spots like 8-4.
I haven't seen a pick in a while. What's?
Yeah, we're just chilling with Cincinnati's. Just been chilling.
Yeah, unless anybody sees anything on Twitter about the Reds pick yet, which I have not.
I think we're about to maybe do something. Yep, here comes Manfred. Davis is like the reason why I am so fond. He's, when you have like your victories of like guys that you came across when they were small and then they end up being really good, and you're like, you can plant your flag and be like, that's like Henry Davis was like that's Henry Davis. I've been following Henry Davis for years and years now.
So James Wood?
Oh, that's Jay Allen.
Okay.
He's like a three-sport star.
Mine would be Anthony Castro to a certain extent because I wanted him to, because that slider was so nasty.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying though, Scott. I used to say finding prospects.
Jay Allen is interesting.
It's like finding out a band before they blow up.
Exactly.
And my friends just went into music, just said, yeah, but way less cool. So,
yeah, I've been big on. I've been following Davis for years now, and to just see him go from, the Louisville commit up until like, okay, like he played pretty darn well his freshman year, but like no, he wasn't really on very many people's radar. To like, okay, like he's pretty legit. To last year being going into this season being like, okay, he might be an early second, like late first round pick, and then just as the season went on, he just kept showing out and showing out. Now he like going 1-1 is just so cool.
Yeah, for sure. It's I don't know. Prospect. I don't know if there's ever a prospect.
For somebody from the beginning. Oh, you talk about from that? Oh, from the beginning on. Somebody followed along.
The guys I got in on early, I did pick out Evansville Garcia just based on his BSL stats. Like,
sure.
Good. And that turned out okay. But.
I'm still on the Andre Lipsius bandwagon. I'm gonna ride that wagon. I mean, he's struggling right now. He's struggling a little bit right now, but it's okay.
That's when you hop off.
Yeah, I'm not hopping off. No way. No, I'm sticking to it.
I am so kidding.
Remind me who Miami.
Sorry, Trevor. I've been doing this for 4 hours here, ladies and gentlemen.
Remind me who Miami took.
Oh, earlier?
Yeah. Khalil Watson.
Was it Watson?
Yeah, they took Watson. Yeah.
So we're thinking they're probably not gonna
pitcher
have the money to take another high upside guy. Maybe it's a high Madden spot.
I was gonna say they might have money for Madden.
Yeah.
All right. Survey says the Tigers are next.
Mm-hmm.
Fabian maybe also.
Pick
for
us
the
in.
Marlins.
All right, let's see here.
Oh, here we go.
Is this the Tigers pick?
Marlins. I'm seeing the Marlins at least.
Marlins could be Fabian too.
That would be nice.
Okay, I don't know what's happening. We're getting a standing ovation, but they actually don't have the name up there yet.
We're getting the Joe Mack.
Joe Mack.
All right.
The catcher?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Why is everybody clapping?
I think he must be there, right? Because like there was like hugging and stuff. Like he must be there.
Imagine going and not getting drafted.
Yeah, that's tough, man.
That'd be tough.
Well,
all right. Yeah. Well, a lot of people are there.
Okay, so anybody we've mentioned is still there for the Tigers.
Right. Exactly.
Which is
this draft is messed up, man.
Which means they are going to take none of them.
Correct. Yes.
So I said the Marlins couldn't afford another prep player, and then they go and do it.
Return of the Mac. Sorry. Get out myself.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
All right. Well,
this will be interesting. Madden's there. A lot of college hitters.
I downloaded 5 pictures so far for the article, so I have the outline pretty much set. Now I just got to fill in the information.
Yeah.
And then after this pick,
I mean, it could be Fabian.
It really would not surprise me at all.
Keep scrolling Twitter just if anybody knows anything. But
I'm also doing that.
I'm waiting for.
The thing about scrolling Twitter for this, though, is I follow too many Tigers people, and I'm just seeing how bad the Jackson Jobe pick is still.
Yeah.
People are still talking about it.
Is there prospects live? Anything? They have any guesses?
I haven't heard anything yet. No.
What'd you say, Jake? Yeah. Well, I guess we'll just have to find out with all the rest of the plebes.
You said pleads. Is it pleated jacket of some sort?
No, plebe.
Oh, plebe.
Plebe. Is it plebiscites or plebeian? I don't remember. Plebeian. Let me see.
Then yeah.
Watson and Mack is a good draft for Miami.
Very.
The middle high school players.
I mean, Watson alone at that value, from where they were picking is unreal.
Oh yeah.
Also, kind of sounds like a 70s
R&B group.
Sounds like a law group.
Yeah.
Sounds like hear the commercial right now.
Well, long ahead to Ty Madden, possibly to Detroit here in the Fangraphs chat.
Ty Madden.
Yeah.
Doesn't miss bats with fastballs.
That's what they're talking about. I think it has to do with his shape and his arm slot, but
They believe they can fix it.
Give him the Feder, and he throws upper 90s. Got a good slider.
Feder effect.
Yeah, with Madden, I am curious what his go-to out pitch would be. I've always thought that when I watched him, and against professional hitters.
Somebody said move him out. All right.
Somebody do something.
ESPN is stopping their coverage. Boo.
Twitter.
Why would they stop at 2:35? Oh, for tennis, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
At the request of the Tigers front office said, hey, they really didn't like our first one.
Tigers Twitter is in an uproar right now, ladies and gentlemen.
For real, man. Jeez.
Oh. Marlins don't really have a lot of catchers in their system that are kind of stand out, right?
Banfield, man, what are you doing? Yeah, no, they don't.
I forgot about Banfield.
Yeah, me too.
There's a reason for that.
Yeah.
I'll still focus on their pitch. I mean, they have some really good pitching prospects in their system.
Well, I was joking earlier, but high school pitching is as risky, if not more, than high school right-handed pitching. When they do make it, it's usually like 8 years later. What's Tucker Barnhart from the Reds? Remember Devin Moscoso? Is that his name? Devin. I forgot his name.
Mazzaracco, there you go.
So Madden to Detroit, not 100% from Kevin Goldstein is the first thing I've seen.
Okay.
Which he also says highway effing robbery.
He did say that as well.
Yes.
Per sources.
That would fit the mold of a guy just letting a guy fall to him.
Who's that?
Madden.
Oh.
See where he ranks.
Pick is in.
Dun dun dun.
So Madden.
Chuck the Freak, yes, Jobe pick could be very good with that spin rate on his breaking ball and the fact that he's good at pitching.
Yeah.
If you want the pro Jobe truther, then you came to the right place. Here we go.
Listen, I'll be the high man if I have to be.
All right, here we go.
It's time, Madden.
Fun.
Hi, Madden.
Hi, Madden.
Woo. All right. You know what?
All right.
Okay. All right.
So
makes Jobe make a lot more sense.
Well, I don't know. Depends on how much money they're spending on him. He didn't. I think he threw his changeup about 2% of the time this year. I remember. I think Goldstein wrote about him on Fangraphs like a week ago. But yeah, this is a guy who was a potential top 10 pick. We had somebody do a profile on him, didn't we?
I think so.
Austin.
Yeah,
Austin.
Yeah, nice job, Austin.
So he's been consistent. He's been good. I mean, he was lighting it up all over headlines and everything, and then he got hurt. So
when did he get hurt? I didn't think he got hurt. He was pitching in the.
Am I wrong? Was he not hurt?
He was pitching in the region.
Yeah, he pitched.
And he didn't get
regional.
hurt. I'm thinking of other people then.
I think you're maybe.
Well, because you lost Jay. Who's it? Was Hill and then who?
Hill.
Hogland.
That's who I was
thinking.
thinking
Hogland.
of.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Yeah. All right. Never mind. Not hurt. Love the pick. It's been a long night.
It is a long night. On that note, I think so
Ty Madden is ranked 12th to Baseball America. So if you consider that, the Tigers got their 8th player and their 12th player. How about Pipeline? Where's he rank on Pipeline? And while we're at it, let's check Fangraphs.
and then we'll wrap it up. Yep. Nice job.
Wrap it up. Wrap it up.
Wrap it up. Wrap it up.
Well, guys, thanks so much for having me on here. Sorry.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it for real.
You guys, seriously, you guys have been troopers.
Yeah,
Everybody who
sticking with us for 4 hours.
sticking with us for 4 hours the entire time. Thank you so much. And like I said, we'll be talking draft. What's the quick and dirty on Tyler or Ty Madden? Simply
He's
put,
also
6'3" righty with an upper 90s fastball. He was really drafted by the Royals, and he's got a plus slider and a decent fastball. It's more of his secondaries are better. So
Fangraphs
also had Madden 12 and
Jobe.
Jobe.
So let's see. Last one I'm checking is Pipeline.
Okay.
I mean, who cares what these people say if the teams didn't like them, but still. So they have Pipeline has Jobe 7 and Madden 9.
So according to Pipeline, the Tigers got 2 top 10 players.
There you go. All right,
Love
folks.
to see it.
Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. Again,
Appreciate you
guys. Again, everybody for listening. We really appreciate it. And we look forward to talking. Like I said, I'll be on the Woodward Sports Network tomorrow at 8 a.m. talking both picks. And, just compared John Lieber by Daniel. Oh, he's compared to John Lieber by Daniel Dow. Wow. Okay, that's saying something. So until then, we'll see you Thursday. We'll be back on Thursday talking. Scott, when the next you got a pod dropping tomorrow?
I'm about to record right after we get off here. So,
Awesome.
yes, sir. Tomorrow morning.
Yeah, so check out Locked on Tigers, friend of the show. Scott, again, thank you so much. And then, Trevor, you have anything you want to pimp real quick?
Yeah, I have a new podcast starting next week with my guy Joe Drake. It's called Field and Stream because Joe goes out to the field a lot. I watch way too many streams on MLB TV, so check that one out. We're going to be talking a lot of scouting type stuff. So,
Beautiful.
and of course, the beautiful, wonderful graphic made by the beautiful, wonderful Rogelio Castillo.
Well, yeah. It was a lot of fun making that logo. So, and yeah, check out all the great Prospect Live stuff, all the podcasts over at prospectslive.com. There's a certain familiar voice if you check out the intro. So until Thursday, have a great week, everybody.